This is Monty Python's Cocurricular Medieval Reenactment program is decidedly not at all a role-playing game. It's a very serious and rigorous course of English history. This is about education. This is not about entertainment. So, and I know all of you are taking that charge very seriously. But it is a role-playing game based upon the complete catalog of Monty Python's work over the years. Since it is a medieval reenactment program, it is more or less set in medieval England. Although, as you'll see, I imagine there are lots of ways in which all of Monty Python's catalog is drawn into this and becomes a part of the experience. The game is the Kickstarter is live now, and we have 2 more days as of this recording. So it wraps up at 10 a.m. on Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern U.S. time. So there's still time to jump in and back it. We've unlocked a ton of stretch goals, and so there's all kinds of added loot and gear and expanded content to the book that I have to write now. But it's so there's still time to hop in if you're interested, and you can also, as of today, download the quickstart rules, which are styled Monty Python's supplemental educational resource materials for pre or intercourse study. They are available for free at exaltedfuneral.com, and it contains kind of everything you need to sort of get hands-on and give the reenactment program a shot. It has the rules that you need and 4 pre-generated characters, which our luminaries here will be portraying, and also a brief adventure scenario, which we're going to be playing through. So yeah, I mean, I think good time maybe to hear about who you guys, which famed or perhaps forgotten to time characters from medieval history you guys are going to be portraying.
Absolutely. This sounds, the character sheets, the pre-gen, the quick start, all fantastic stuff. So my name is Marcus, best kind of worse on Twitter, and I work here at Gen Con TV. I'm going to be playing the knight named Peel's Rotcod. This knight is very serious, is prone to one-liners. Special serious ability though, slaying. Valorous, chaste, humble, lucky, and of course has a squire who may or may not be dispensable. Dispensable?
Expendable.
So many words to say.
All right.
We can get rid of this.
In other words, he's probably going to die.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to hop in here and learn a little bit about how this plays. Bonsai, would you like to tell your character?
I think you might.
I'm not muted at all. I'm sorry, I was testing your ability, whether or not you're paying attention. I think, hello, my name is Bonsai. I am playing the beautiful, the gorgeous Fanny. Okay, I am quite good at animal husbandry because you know I am the salt of the earth, as everybody knows, as peasant folks. I'm also quite lucky, some would say. You know, that horse almost kicked me in the face, but actually it gave me the nose job the gods deemed that I deserved. My hardiness, I've been around the barn. I'm quite hardy, as one would say in my beautiful young age of 70. I could be a bit glib, a bit sometimes, not all the time. And then also, but you know, I don't really have any purpose to my life. I exist. I breathe. I smash coconuts together. You know, it's very, very, very nice. I hope, yeah. What?
Maybe you'll find that purpose through this noble quest you're about to partake.
Do I have to find purpose? I think I'm okay without the purpose.
Fair enough.
Oh, who should go next?
I think Javion would be a great pick for that. That dead silence really speaks to Javion's story.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everybody. I'm Javion. You can find me on Twitter at JAVSmith. And yeah, I also work here. And today I'm super excited because I get to play the Enchanter. You may call me Doug. My chosen element is air, and I'm of the lower class. My special immunity says that I'm immune to valor and, more importantly, chastity, which I believe means no bonds can hold me. I am a sorcerer. I've got a very pointy hat, and I'm a bit horse feathers. Take that however you wish. I am also rather naturalistic when it comes to nature. I've got an ape skull, and I'm also quite very small rocks, which is to say, in the ways of science, not very much so scientific. Also, I am a bit subtle when it comes to subtlety. I've got myself a poison ring, but I think my favorite conveyance that I've got on me is a mule-drawn cart. It gives me lots and lots of things, such as a bouquet of dried lupins, Webb's wonder lettuce, which can also be used as a bomb, apparently. I've got Wizzo butter, 5 pats to be exact, and some snowshoes, all in my handy-dandy mule-drawn cart. We'll see how it goes. I'm very excited.
Awesome. And Anita, would you like to share yours?
Well, we might have an enchanter, but we only have one person who's considered enchanting, and that's me. Hello! You may call me Owen the Enchanting. I am the troubadour of this party. I am adept in lyric poetry per my muse, Polyhymnia. My immunities are probity, wisdom in the ways of science, and my serious special ability is the ability to woo my muse. I am adept in musicianship, strategy, lawfulness, nimbleness, argumentation. Perhaps not so good at argumentation, but we'll fight about it. And I've got quite a few accoutrements, a harp, a lectern, perhaps a book of naughty phrases. Ask me to read from it sometime. And of course, most important, a removable mustache.
All right. Heroes all, I'm sure. So one more bit of business that we have to that we need to address is in this game, the GM is styled the head of light entertainment, and it's because the program is meant to prepare the GM not only to help educate his or her students, but also to prepare the head of light entertainment, prepare the GM for potentially an exciting and lucrative career in television programming. So to that end, the head of light entertainment actually takes on a role themselves, which is determined randomly. So the first thing we have to do is figure out exactly who is going to be the head of light entertainment for this session, at least to start, because they can be sacked and someone else will take over. So whichever personality I end up taking on, their sensibilities become my sensibilities, and you won't necessarily know which things please this head of light entertainment or displease them, but it should become apparent depending on how I issue merits and demerits to each of the players as you go about embarking on this quest. The sensibilities of the head of light entertainment, you're encouraged to kind of keep an eye on which things tend to result in you receiving a merit and which things are sort of frowned upon. So why don't one of you, I guess we don't really have a 3-sided coin to flip. So let's maybe somebody roll a six-sided die, and let's see which one of the three that are included in the quick start I will be taking on.
I've got one right here.
All right.
Take it away, Anita.
That is a 4.
All right. So I am your head of light entertainment is Priscilla, Mortar, and Pestle. She is the daughter of music hall stars Inesta and Weasels, Mortar and Pestle. She is an accomplished performer in her own right and favors physical humor. Punchlines are all well and good, but nothing beats a well-executed, perfectly timed pratfall. So that is the persona, or at least the sensibilities that I'll be taking on. I won't torture you with voice acting of Priscilla, Mortar, and Pestle, but she also has her own list of dire consequences. So should any of you accumulate enough demerits to trigger one of those dire consequences, then you'll have to roll on Priscilla's specially designed dire consequences table. And it takes 3 demerits for that to happen. So everybody keep up with your demerits. And if anybody at any point accumulates 3 of them, then let me know so that we can, so things get weird. Before we start the actual quest, first things first, Anita, immediate merit for you for the cosplay. You're well in the spirit of things. So
Or you mean bonsai?
Take a merit. Sorry.
Yeah, but Bonsai just dresses
Bonsai.
like this all the time.
Right.
I just always
This is
look like
Bonsai, but this is
I'm
my
always
cosplay.
Gorgeous. Always gorgeous.
Apology. Yes, Peasant Fanny, you've earned a merit through your excellent cosplay. So we'll go from there. Okay, so you 4, it is England. It is the 10th century, and the weather is wonderful fall English weather, meaning it's
Wet.
just pissing down. And you 4 are in the village, perhaps having just arrived in the village of Lower Entrails, which is a bustling little village set deep somewhere in the Forest Sauvage. And in these days, you're sort of in town or in a castle, or you're in the Forest Sauvage, the Forest of Adventure. So you have emerged from that forest, perhaps on some errand of your own, but you have arrived in Lower Entrails on market day, as it happens. And there are a number of there are shops all around the market crosses. There's actually multiple market crosses, one dedicated to Jesus and Christianity, another dedicated to Brian and Brianism, and which actually has a number of sub crosses under it, or sub totems, I guess, including a shoe, a sandal, a gourd, and in this market square, there are surrounding it are a number of shops that are open and doing swift trade. It's sort of mid-morning, and also clustered around are various carts and kiosks that have been set up specifically for market day. This town has a market charter, so it tends to, when it is market day, bring in folk from all over. There are 2 close harmony singing groups. There is a man playing an instrument involving mice and mallets, which he hammers the mice with to invoke very carefully toned squeaks. And there is a livestock auction underway, and a witch trial appears to be just sort of wrapping up at the moment. So a whole lot going on here in Lower Entrails. What, if anything, catches your interest?
Well, do we have any history so far? Do we have any rapport with one another? Do we have any motivations or goals going into this?
Well, I think that we established that you are an adventuring party, you are, or a traveling party at least. Certainly, Sir Peels, as the man of status, and he's the only upper class character person, so he would be generally, it would be one would deem it worthy to look up to him, and so at least outsiders looking at your group would assume that you're all in service to the knight. The Troubadour being, I believe our Troubadour is your class is middle, and our Peasant obviously is lower class, and the Enchanter is lower class as well. Some of these things can change depending on your character choices, but for the pre-generated characters, those are the classes. So whether or not you are actually in service to Sir Peels is up to you, but that's probably what most people would assume.
Okay.
I think that Erwin has been following around Sir Peels and trying to write down Sir Peels' deeds in some sort of epic poem that is going to be worthy of praise somewhere someday. So I've just been following Sir Peels around with a large tome, writing down notes.
Peels is currently struggling with his squire, who is trying to protect him from the rain by just putting anything over his head. Currently, the squire Sackman is putting a little sack over his head, which is just not really super helpful. Just trying to keep the air of very polite, very nice.
Great.
Doug's very interested in the witch trial going on, trying to get a listen without straying too far from the group.
Okay, well, it appears that the witch trial is just wrapping up, and there's a kind of cadre of barristers that are celebrating their victorious defense of the witch, and they're swinging pints around. They're singing they're doing a kind of victory march around the square, having done their duty and done it successfully, and successfully defending the witch. Strangely, it looks as though the witch is still sort of in fetters and is kind of being dragged off toward the river nearby. So though they're singing songs and celebrating, it certainly doesn't appear that the witch is sort of being set free at all. She's being dragged off by peasants and other benighted souls who are convinced that she is up to no good.
So, Peels, do you see this? A strange contradiction. It appears that they're cheering, but I mean, as we can see very clearly, this supposed witch doesn't appear to have been successfully defended.
Perhaps they're celebrating a symbolic victory.
Perhaps. Maybe we should come closer, ask questions, find more.
Let's see. And so Peels tries to walk over in the direction he thinks Doug is talking. He does have a bag over his head to protect him from the rain, so he probably crashes into a few things along the way.
Right. Okay. Well, one of the things that he crashes into surely is this procession of barristers. And they barely notice. They give you a hearty clap on the back and salute you as clearly a knight errant and a person of status and rank. And one of them introduces himself to you. He says, "I'm Brian Bunn of Bunn, Wackett, Stubble, Buzzard, and Boot. Finest firm of barristers in Gramarye. This here is Brian Wackett, and this is Brian Stubble. That's Brian Buzzard, and that one's Boot."
Pleasure to meet you, Brians and Boot. Wonderful day, isn't it? This rain just pouring.
Oh yes, passing fine weather.
I see you celebrating some kind of anti-witch burning.
Indeed, though no witch will be burned on our watch. Not when we've been assigned the case.
I can't help but notice that there are some folks dragging away the defendant over there.
Oh, yes, she'll be drowned.
Oh, okay. Of course.
Yes, but
Much better than the burning. I think quite. What the witch do?
Oh, various witch things. It wasn't specified, but it was quite clear to the citizenry that she was up to no good in her hovel out in the Forest Sauvage. So, well, she'll meet her fate. But by God, she won't be burned. Lord Arthur's edict that the peasants were using up too much good lumber and burning witches, and there will be no more witch burning. Well, we have upheld it, and we have successfully defended her from that horrible fate. And now she will be thrown in the river.
Excellent. A much more humane death, of sure.
I'm sorry to be the odd one out here, but it sounds a bit inhumane to me to drown somebody. I feel it's possible. Now, just hear me out here. It's just possible that maybe drowning might be as bad, if not worse, than burning someone. I've heard it described as, I don't know, your lungs being on fire when you're trying to breathe and you can't do so.
Well, it's better than your lungs actually being on fire, though, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't really see the difference in sensation.
Well, I'm sure if she was a pure woman, she would float.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
the science is there.
The science.
Actually, I believe you've got the science a bit backwards there, humble man, lady.
Of course, you notice I am Fanny to you, and
just dirt-covered hand. Just
swipe away. No. If she drowns, she's pure, and will ascend straight on to heaven. If she floats, she's clearly a witch and will be hung by the neck till she be dead.
See, there you go, Doug. Nothing to worry about.
I'm going to stop asking questions now because I can tell I'm not getting anywhere with you.
Yeah, I mean it's clear that the barristers are well in their cups and just marching up and down the square essentially. But you can see that the witch is struggling against her captors and howling that she's no witch, and this is a sham, and this justice has not been served this day, and please don't throw me in the river.
I will join in the heckling. Heckle. Drown the witch.
Okay.
Good entertainment.
All right. So any other anybody else doing anything about that particular situation or other stuff in the market of interest?
I don't feel like there's anything I can do about that. I'll just peruse some of the other shops and hope that my conscience can stay clear of all of this.
Oh, pshaw, you're an enchanter. You can, there's, and you know, they are clearly not the sharpest tools in the shed that are doing the dragging to the river. So
yeah,
I would say
I can tell.
Well,
if you want to do something, you certainly can.
Could always argue.
I can command the elements. I can bend the laws of physics to my will, but for some reason I can't get people to like listen to me. So sure, I guess I'll try something. I guess Doug would probably I don't know. I don't have a good handle on what the exact situation is. You know what? Yeah, I can probably try to cause some sort of disruption. Maybe they'll drop her, and maybe she'll get a chance to run away, and hopefully they won't blame me for it.
So, do you want to do that through words, through talking to them, or are you actually going to try and conjure up some actual magic?
I'm going to try some magic. I'm going to hit the ground running.
All right. So, describe, presumably using your medium of choice, which is air. Tell me what it is that you what effect you intend to produce, and I will then know how difficult that will be, and then you can make your sorcery roll.
I want to produce a mighty gust of wind. that rolls across the market and specifically in the direction where they are heading, maybe pushing them in the opposite direction, making them stumble and fall, hopefully.
Got it. And giving her an opening to run away. Okay.
I don't know if she's tied up or anything.
She is in fetters. She's in manacles and stuff. So
she's in manacles, okay.
Yeah.
But are her feet manacled?
Just her hands.
Okay, so maybe she'll be able to run away.
Got it. All right. Well, then I think it's time for your sorcery roll. And remember, when you're using sorcery, a 1 or a 2 results in a spam.
All right.
Which is the essential of a critical failure, and certain things happen. But that's not going to happen, I'm sure. So go ahead.
Cool. I've got my pointy hat on, so I'll get my +2 to sorcery rolls, and I will roll. I got a 10. That's a Struth. +2 is 12.
A Struth. Okay, well, that means that you get to move your sorcery 1 degree toward Sirius.
Nice.
So from here on out, you'll roll a d12 for that until it changes again. And in addition to that, you get to roll a d12 right now and add the result to that.
Awesome. Okay, sweet. Let's see.
That's a great first roll. That's a great first roll.
I got real lucky. Waiting to find out. And I got a 2.
Okay, so that's gonna be 14 total.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's more than enough. So are you gesticulating? And
oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's clear that you are doing a bit of conjuring here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm not very subtle about it.
Good. Fair enough. Okay. Well, you perform all of your sacred eldritch rituals, and a blast of wind out of nowhere. Is it hot wind? Is it cold? Does it smell bad? What's it like?
It's definitely pretty cold, pretty like chilling, biting wind, I'd say. Yeah. It's definitely uncomfortable.
All right. So gusts of wind, and the peasantry are, half of them are blown down, and the other half are terrified because they can tell this is sorcery, this is magic, this is absolutely terrifying. So they drop her, and she turns and looks at you, and they've dressed her up to look like a witch, with all sorts of silly bits tied onto her, and a dead frog strapped to her head, and all kinds of strange bits. But she gives you a wink, and she says, much obliged, brother. Come and see me in my hovel in the Forest Sauvage.
Your name.
Mrs. Spruce Wiggles.
Okay.
And she says, follow the one-legged hare's trail to my hovel.
Trying to write all this down. Okay.
And meanwhile, you've caused quite a stir, and there are a number of peasants and citizenry and merchants. Everyone's looking at you now, because it's clear if your pointy hat didn't give it away before, your conjuring of an icy blast of wind did. Now everyone is looking at you askance with a bit of suspicion and fear, and some of those looks don't look friendly at all. You see even one of the barristers, this one is Brian Stubble, comes to you and says, and hands you a card and says, if you need any defending.
Okay. I guess I'll take the card, and I'll look to all of the people that are in my traveling party, and I'll be like, hey guys.
And also for you, Doug, you've earned a merit, not necessarily because you Struth, but you did cause quite a bit of physical comedy there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's a merit for you. And some of those peasants who were intent on drowning, burning, hanging some sort of magician, you can see them turning their eyes now at Doug, but they're a little bit too scared because Mrs. Spruce Wiggles, they never saw her do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is she still around?
No,
she
she's
already
scuttled
left.
off into the forest.
Oh, I'm gonna clap. Good entertainment.
Excellent.
Good entertainment. Excellent.
Thank you, citizens, for joining us on this wonderful, delightful morality play. We are glad, of course, music by Erwin the Enchanting, of course. Special effects by Doug.
Thank you.
Crowd control, of course, by Fanny.
Yes, he entertained for my cousin's niece's nephew's party the other day. Made a snowman quite well.
What can I say? I'm a slave to my whims.
All right. Well, I was thinking that perhaps Sir Peels, you would need to make some sort of glibness or performance kind of role to see if you pull it off. But it was an excellent idea to play that off as a morality play. So intercourse the dice, it works.
Wonderful.
Suddenly the citizenry are, oh right, oh all right, yeah. and suspicions. Most of the suspicions have been allayed. Certainly, no one is. They bought it.
Is anyone passing out like bootleg copies of the show?
I'd
I
say
would
that.
gladly accept donations for the troubadours as I go around.
Oh, great. Well, let's see. How about now that is a bit of an ask. So how about Fanny, why don't you test your humility? Let's see how humble you can be. How can
so humble. I'm so I got a D4 in that because I don't have.
Would I be able to help out with that through musicianship, just by playing my harp as a sort of an intermission for our show?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everybody can. So you are contributing to the show with music.
Yeah.
And what is the intent behind that? Are you do you want to further the illusion that this was a morality play?
Yes,
or do you want
absolutely.
to? Okay. All right.
Right. Ooh. On my.
A 4 is a total. Yeah, no one seems particularly moved by you haven't abased yourself quite enough, apparently. So,
I mean, so because I don't have it, so that means that I have to roll a D4. But does that? What do I add to that?
Oh, you don't have humility, which means you roll a D4. But I believe your peasant is actually immune to humility.
Oh,
is that right?
I'm so poor.
But which means you can't roll for it. But
I forgot.
That's fine. It's a good enough idea that it's I'll say you earn a few copper pennies and a silver piece or two.
Bless you.
So as for your musicianship, so 2 options. I mean, you can just make your roll if you like, or if you have a description in mind of what you're doing, you can elaborate, but you don't have to. You can just roll if you.
So I think at this point, as Fanny sort of tries to go around, I think with pass the hat around to collect alms for this traveling troupe of troubadours, I think that Erwin is just going to start playing some sort of light background music, perhaps just a soft intermission harp version of The Girl from Ipanema, just playing softly on the harp.
You can hear it. Great. Intercourse the dice. That works a treat. So we'll double your haul. Randy, you've got now a nice handful of copper coins, and someone gives you a chicken, and a few silver pieces, and somebody gives you a very large roasted turkey leg.
Very nice. Thank you. I'll give him a nice wink, a little shimmy too. The turkey leg must be attracted to me because I'm so gorgeous.
That's what we call dinner and a show in the business.
Sadly, Anita, that quip was rather witty. and a bit of wordplay,
Yeah.
that will sadly earn you a demerit from people who have who doesn't go in for one-liners necessarily. Okay, so the market picks back up, and folk are going about their business. Though everyone is, you guys have made quite an entrance, so plenty of people are keeping their eyes on you, and but approvingly. You've graced that. You've made this market a memorable one. This market day. This is one that they'll talk about for months. So any other bits of business in the market that any shops or people or anything that you're interested in, or farm animals for that matter? There is a livestock auction, but lots and lots of shops and kiosks and carts.
I could go for another sheep's bladder if you think me. It's very good. It's got a lot of vitamins and minerals, these sheep bladders. You should try some.
Well, we can certainly afford it now.
Oh yes, I will split my earnings, except for the turkey leg. The turkey leg is all mine. It was special because a gentleman fancied me.
Oh.
Gave me a turkey leg.
Well, let's see. In looking around for purveyors of animal gizzards, you see that there is. Excuse me. There's a cheese shop. There's a livestock auction happening. There's a shop, a permanent shop that says Optics and Optics, AUPTICS. That doesn't mean anything to you, Fanny. You probably can't read. There is a shop called Abuse and Fawning Ltd. There is a hat and wig shop. There is Barandar's Bedding and Bath. Maurice's Hot Cross Buns.
Oh my.
The Dinky Tinky Shop. There is an inn with a tavern that is chock full of Vikings. There is the Barristers, which is closed up. They're all on the lash. And there is a tobacconist that specifies underneath that they speak Hungarian.
I'll nudge Erwin, be like, Erwin, see these fancy city folks with the scribbles? What happened to pictures? Pictures make much more sense. All of these fancy people and their scribbles makes it confusing. How am I supposed to know what they're telling here?
Now, Fanny, don't be scared of the
Erwin
little
will hold up
animals.
the large tome. I've been scribbling all day.
But you make pretty sounds out of it, so that's okay. That's an acceptable thing with the scribbles to do.
Oh, I mean, if you learn how to read the scribbles, you'll be able to make the pretty sounds out of it.
That's witchcraft. You want me to learn witchcraft? That's what scribbles equals. Scribbles equals math, which is the devil's work. And writing, of course, is spells, witchcraft. So I am a Puritan. I don't deal with any of those nonsense.
So if the market is not of interest, then we can move on from that bit, which is fine.
Well, I don't see any of the shops here selling any. What was it? Sheep's bladder you were after, Fanny?
Yes, it's good. And vitamins and minerals. You should try some.
Well, they've got a hot cross buns shop. If you're hungry, perhaps you should go there. Or we could go to the Viking Tavern. Although anything where I'm surrounded by buffoons, I try to avoid if I can possibly.
Well, don't mind me. I'm just here to look pretty. You're the ones in charge.
Doug, I noticed that you were talking to the witch, or the lack of witch.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Spruce Wiggles.
Spruce Wiggles, interesting. What was she saying to you before she ran off?
Well, she wishes to express her gratitude, as anyone would. I believe we are supposed to travel down a one-legged hare's trail to get to a hovel where we can converse with her, I suppose.
Sounds daunting. I don't like hovels.
Well, I say it's worth paying a visit. I'm very curious what she has to say. I mean, what else are we going to do today? I mean, we came here to this market with no clear goals in mind.
Well, funny you should mention that, because at this moment, a well-dressed servant in the livery of the local lord approaches Sir Peels and says, "Sir, you are invited cordially to a banquet, a betrothal banquet at Lord Arthur's manse, which is just over there, and it's the only large house anywhere around. It's up on a hill. It looks like it's obviously this fellow, this Lord Arthur, is a man of significant means, and the servant says you are cordially invited. We would Lord Arthur himself has specifically requested that when he heard tell that there was a knight of obvious rank and status in town, that you should be invited, and please do join us for this glorious feast and celebration."
Is he handing me some kind of like invitation or of some kind?
No, it's
a verbal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a verbal.
Oh, wonderful. Is it formal or?
Oh, it's quite formal, but your attire will work a treat.
Should we bring anything like an appetizer or something?
Oh no, but you may bring your servants as well. Oh. They're welcome to attend.
Oh, excellent. When is this?
It is nowish.
Oh, not much time. Are we ready to go? You feeling good? Shall we? Must not turn down an invitation to a betrothing. It's bad luck.
Well, I suppose not.
All right,
Sure.
Shall
we are on. Would you lead the way, fine, whatever your name is?
My name? Well,
I didn't ask. I just asked you to lead the way.
Good. That's spot on. Okay. Yes, if you'll walk this way.
Thank you. I walk the exact same way he walks.
All right. So you arrive outside the manor in the beautiful gardens and with topiary everywhere and a gurgling fountain. You notice that there are several bird baths, kind of over many bird baths scattered around the grounds. And there are guardsmen that are bedecked in flowers, and they all look fairly drunk. It's a big celebration, and it doesn't look like anybody's expecting any real trouble. And you're led to the manor house, and you notice that there is an enormous white dog that is standing up and peering into a window intently, not moving at all, almost pointing, but it's an alant. It's a huge, very fierce-looking hunting dog that is absolutely riveted on whatever's happening inside. And
point of order.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we're talking about dogs, it actually just reminded me of something. Brian, you never told us you have a dog, and I've been seeing it going back and forth in the background. And I'm very curious what their name is.
Yeah, that's Winnie. She's in her Winnebago at the moment.
Oh,
she's in her little blue bagel.
Can we give you points for that? I don't think we can give the GM points for that, but
points for dogs.
Yeah, points for very fuzzy dogs. Yeah, Winnie says hi. She just had some peanut butter, so she's drunk. Right. So in you go into the main hall of this manor house, and there are several tables aligned in kind of a U shape, and at the head, at the dais, there is Lord Arthur, not the king one, but just this guy, who is up there on the dais, and to his left is a waifish lass in a in a floral bodice, and she's got flowers all over her, and a circlet around her head. Probably his daughter, probably the one that's becoming betrothed this today. And the servants and the household staff are bustling around with all sorts of with dishes and trays full of meats and roasted vegetables and lots and lots of wine and beer. And it's clearly a merry occasion. Everyone's having a very nice time. So what happens is that Fanny and Doug are two lower class characters. You are immediately ushered into the kitchens and told to begin sculling the pots. That's what your invitation was worth.
Wow.
The Irvin, the Enchanting, the news of your performance this afternoon has clearly traveled, and you are immediately escorted into the middle of this U shape of tables, and clearly enjoined to be the entertainment of the day.
Well, this is what I was born to do.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Sir Peels, you are led, to your great surprise, up past the U-shaped tables, led all the way up to the dais and onto the dais, and are sat right next to Lord Arthur. And on the other side of Lord Arthur is his, who you assume to be his daughter. And so, let's see, which of those scenarios do you want to start with?
I'm kind of interested in what's happening in the kitchen right now, to be real.
All right.
Oh.
So
I have this. Go ahead.
in the kitchen, it is the seneschal of the castle, the one who kind of runs the household, is a very large and angry old knight named Sir Kay, and he is he's a tyrant in the kitchen. He berates everyone. He's got a huge maple rolling pin that he looks like he wields menacingly. No one's ever doing anything fast enough or correctly, or if God forbid a drop of wine spill or a bit of gravy. It's a tough work environment. So you two are immediately shuffled over to begin sculling the pots, and are immediately sat upon by Sir Quay, who begins to browbeat you. And that is terrible fire, the worst sculling I've ever seen. Worthless, horrible. Where'd you come from? You should go back. But first, skull these pots. This is... it will take sort of all you can to not respond in some way, or maybe you choose to respond in some way. But essentially, he's sort of attacking you with his. He's sort of weaponizing his own authority here, in order to submit you, to get you to submit and do what he says. So essentially, this is kind of an attack where he's using his authority. Now, how you choose to respond to that, well, not respond, because you can do something on your own turn to him, but how you choose to defend against that is kind of up to you. So, for example, you could use your humility to just, put your head down and take it, and not be provoked by him. Or you could use, say, decorum to shame him, for being such a beast to his help. So anyway, it doesn't matter which trait you use mechanically. I would say just tell me how you think that your character would want to respond. And if you don't have a particular trait in mind, then I can help interpret it for you.
Who's all here right now? Is it just Doug and
Just
Danny?
us two.
It's you guys and and then a whole bunch of other household servants.
Okay.
So I have a proposition.
I would love to hear it because I have my own. I want to see if we're on the same
We'll see. Obviously, he is this person is just trying to act tough and act impressive to woo me. Because I'm, of course,
yes, I was just
so
thinking that.
gorgeous
Yes.
as my gorgeous fanny self. I fully understand. I'll be like, oh, of course. You want me to just get all kinds of sus and wet while I scour these dishes? Oh, I don't know if I could do such a thing, being so as forceful as you are. Would that be glibness when I'm trying to flirt back with? Obviously, he's flirting with me.
Absolutely, yes.
Which
And I'm
is being
completely
a very
encouraging
big
you.
man in charge.
I'm very
Right.
much like on your side for this, and I'm like in your ear telling you like, yes, okay. Now stick your hips out just a little bit more, and tilt your chin up just like this. Okay,
Right. So
a little more
That
power. A
is-
little more power.
Are you Cyranoing? Are you Cyranoing Fanny right now?
Yes.
So Fanny, you are what you've described is a bit more of an offensive action. So that will take place after you were going to be testing his chastity with your wiles. In
Yes.
the meantime, though, you will need to humble yourself before his browbeating. However,
Oh.
as a peasant, you're immune to it. So no worries. You sort of are beneath his regard. He isn't over interested in getting you to submit and do his will. But in the sort of next round of this, then you will be testing his chastity. However, Doug, you are your humility is also being tested here. So is that something that you a trait that is part of your character or no?
Humility. I don't have a lot of. I don't have anything actually, other than like a bunch of like negatives from like my silver medal for achievement in scientific endeavors.
Right.
So
But that's
no,
wisdom
not,
in the ways of science. So do you have humility on your sheet?
no. I
All
don't.
right. So this is then you're gonna have to roll a D4 for this.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Let's see. I got a 4. That's true.
Oh, Struth.
Oh.
All right. So roll a D6 and add that to it.
I got 3,
Obviously,
so
this enchanter's
7.
using magic. He got
7.
so much strength.
All right. So
But-
you actually needed a 5 there. So you humble yourself and don't respond. Don't provoke him, and which
Right.
would have caused him to rap you on the head with his roller, and would have caused you a bit of death. But you avoided that, and now it's your turn to turn the tables on him if you choose. And so clearly you're testing his chastity here,
Yeah, Fanny definitely goes first.
Fanny. And I think it's is this more physical or verbal?
Oh, it's gonna be more physical. I got a sponge.
Absolutely.
Oh no, I spilled water all over
Yes.
my shirt.
Okay, cool.
What am I supposed to
it's
do?
the-
Oh, I need a strong, strappy man to drive me.
Yeah, well, this clearly is a case of intercourse the dice. Wonderfully conceived and executed. Sir Kay stops, roller in hand, drops the roller.
Oh, no.
So I'm just so supple and moist with my suds on me.
Says
If only I had a strong man to dry me off
he
and
says,
maybe feed me succulents.
my lady, wherefore art an angel from heaven so covered in shit?
Oh,
Why? Oh, it's a travesty that
it's all that natural perfume that's on me. That's what it is. It's all natural.
So that is essentially that's a successful deed against Sir Kay. So his authority has been skewered. However, it does. It takes 2 successful deeds to defeat this particular challenge. So that's 1. And Doug?
Okay, so I have kind of like 2 things that I want to do. Bonsai, Anita, maybe you guys could give me a little, or Marcus, you too. Maybe you can give me a little bit of like help deciding which one I want to do.
Oh, absolutely.
I kind of want to talk to the other people that are in the kitchen and maybe get them a little riled up. But on the other hand, I kind of want to just like hand Fanny a bunch of like props to like use and just help her just like up the ante a few times and just make this a little bit more enticing. I don't know which one is more helpful. What do you think?
So I kind of like you being like the prop comic assistant, like you're
yeah,
like
I love
handing Carrot Top the special bits. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cyrano, but with
You
like
could
some
do wind
physical
effects.
bits.
I'd be Marilyn Monroe.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
My skirt.
Oh,
You could use like a
my.
little bit of wizardry to like.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
You
skirt.
could put whispers in the air.
Yes, all of that. So I just want to like find like different like fruits and just start handing them to Fanny, and then just like if it takes another turn, then I'll use magic on the
Okay.
But I want to see what I just want to see what happens.
Okay, so
Beautiful.
that will be sort of this turn is you're providing her with supple props for her seduction.
Yeah.
Now on in the next round, when it's now Sir Kay's turn, he now has his arm. Well, I guess opens his arm and invites you in if you're willing to sort of just not you, Doug, Fanny.
Oh, okay.
Invites you into. He says, "Come, let me give you a tour of this castle. You know, I'm actually the one that keeps things running around here. Here, let me show you.
Oh, yes. I would, of course, if you're the man in charge, I would love a tour, and then we could leave. My friend here is very good at being in charge of things. You know, he'll keep your kitchen in order.
Right.
But
So,
yes.
so he's squiring you around his kitchen,
Ooh.
and he says, you said you wanted a big, strong man. Watch this, and he grabs up the rolling pin and whacks Doug on the head with it. this is how we do it. So essentially, this is going to be his valor versus your. Could be valor if you want to kind of parry it. It could be nimbleness if you want to step out of the way. You know, whatever.
How do my immunities work? I have 2, chastity and valor.
Oh, you're immune to valor.
Yeah.
All right. So his rolling pin coming straight down for your head, and it just slips out of his grasp. It's just a weird magical aura to you. And he says, "Well, that's never mind.
You dropped something.
Never mind." So he's embarrassed and takes you over to the fireplace where they're roasting meat on huge spits, and his face is burning. And some of the staff you see are kind of tittering behind him. I've never seen that quite happen to Sir Kay. So now it is your turns. I assume you're just continuing your seduction.
Can I give him? Can I try something?
Yeah. So now it's kind of y'all's go. So whatever you want to do to overcome this challenge, because he still poses a threat until one more deed is successful.
Fanny, I kind of want to give him like flushed like cheeks. I want to heat him up a little bit, maybe like sweat, give him a nosebleed or something like that.
Oh, so what? Should we fan the flame even more?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what I want to try.
Can I get a little morsel right there, closest bit to the flame? I just, I'm so slim and a supple figure. If only I had a little morsel to lure me into like a comatose state of food bliss.
Right. So I think this is going to test your nimbleness here. All of this preening and jiggling and
Yep.
Oh, I'm immunity to nimbleness because I wiggle a lot. I am.
Oh,
I've been around the barn before.
Okay, fair enough. And let's see, you wanted to, Doug?
Yeah, I'm going to conjure up a sort of a heat wave. I'm
Right.
trying to give him a nosebleed. I'm trying to constrict like the vessels in his nostrils a
Right.
bit. I want to make him sweat, hopefully mat his hair down a bit.
Okay.
And I definitely want his like cheeks to go even redder than they already are.
All right, this would be sorcery.
Yeah. All right, let's see. It's a D12 now. And I got a 4 plus 2, so 6.
A 6. Yeah, it's a fairly minor little cantrip you're doing here. So he is flushed. He is between his dropping of the rolling pin, which comically landed on his foot. So Doug, you can have a merit for creating a little physical comedy there. He is he poses no challenge or threat to you guys anymore, between the seduction and his utter failure to not wrap you on the head. So now, if you wanted to engage some of the other servants, one of you mentioned wanting to talk to them,
right? Yeah,
you may do so. He's flustered. He runs out, holding his nose and says, "Too blasted hot in here."
Yeah, I'll talk to the other servants. I'll sort of just pique their interest a little bit, and maybe just go up to one of them first, just be a little bit more subtle and say, and I don't know, talk him down a bit. Maybe just try to like create a bond by like insulting Sir Kay, something along the lines of, "Oh, well, now that's cretin is out of the way. Ugh, how long have you all been working here?"
So you were talking to a young man named Jeremy Toogood, and he was slicing cheeses, and he says, "Oh, how long working here?" "Well, say the past year or so." "Interesting, rather strange house."
How do you like it?
"Oh, it's odd. That Lady Lucky, she's an odd one."
Oh, I don't recognize the name.
"Lord Arthur's daughter, Lady Lucky. She's rather odd. Between us, she's been stealing into the kitchen and making off with certain herbs."
Interesting. To what end, do you suppose?
"Well, I wouldn't pretend to know. I know what herbs, but I wouldn't know what one could do with those particular."
But what herbs is she pilfering?
So he runs down a long list of strange of herbs. Some of them aromatics for cooking and seasoning and all, but there are also some weird ones in there. And so if you would like to use, say, your wisdom in the ways of science to deduce what these herbs might be used for, or potentially could be nature as well, to sort of figure out what these.
Definitely nature. I
Right.
absolutely would definitely want to use my nature skill on this.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna roll d16 for this one because I'm rather naturalistic.
Mm-hmm.
I got myself a 9 total.
Okay, so well, that's exactly what you needed. Well done. You know that these particular potion ingredients can be used, if combined in the proper way, to create a potion of polymorphism.
Oh, snap. And I'm assuming that is just the kind of potion that just transforms something into something else, like a person into an item or an animal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very interesting. And I don't know if you knew this, but this is some sort of it's giving me notes of polymorphism. I'm sure you don't know what that is. It
Ollie,
means
what?
well, it appears from what you're telling me that she intends to transform, evolve somehow, create herself into something new, or someone rather.
Those are awful big words.
Oh, she wants to not be, or she wants someone else to not be human.
Wow. Well, yes, me, it's that dog of hers.
Ah.
Oh, specials. She dotes on that dog. Unnatural like it is.
Do you know what the dog's name is?
Specials.
Specials. Quite an apt name for such a special dog.
Huge white beast.
And she is to be betrothed today, if I'm to understand. Do you know the groom-to-be's name as well?
Great question. Great segue. But I want to make sure before we segue that Fanny, you didn't have anything you wanted to do before we move out.
As I bustle about, I am sampling for poisons. I have to do quality check on all this food, obviously.
Right. All right. Yeah, you're eating better than you have maybe your whole
shit.
life. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So you ask about this whole betrothal, and who was this guy's name? Jeremy. Too good. Takes you by the arm and leads you out and says, "Well, she's marrying him," and points to Sir Peels. So now we'll move up to the dais.
Well, wait, that just hit me. Oh my gosh, wait.
Where Lord Arthur is sitting with his daughter, the young Lady Lucky to his left, and Sir Peels to his right, and he is. So he says to you, Sir Peels, he hasn't stopped talking. Everything he says is full of strange sexual innuendo, like, you know, been in the forest, have you? I been in the forest.
Just like elbowing me.
Right.
Yes.
Seen any good coconuts? I know what I mean. So it's nonstop, and it's essentially this verbal onslaught of innuendo and weird nudging to where you can't drink if you're trying to.
Spilled my all over my armor. I've spilled my glass of wine or whatever all over.
Right. So you must defend yourself against this, lest you go a bit crazy and take some loony damage.
Okay. So would this be chastity?
Well, you tell me. There's a number of ways that you could deflect this or engage in it or shame him for it or whatever you think Sir Peels would do, and then I'll tell you if it requires a roll and what it might be.
Okay. So I think since there is a woman around, Lady Lucky, I think Peels will be less likely to play along with this. It's a wedding after all, so playing along with Lord Arthur's bits. So I think he would probably lean towards valor on this one and just maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like how could I cancel out the nudges so I can at least get a drink. That's really.
Well, tell me, just describe what your character is doing. Are you going to say something to him? Are you going to physically do something to him? Are you just going to stare at him disapprovingly, or?
I think is my squire allowed to be here?
I mean, he's seated down.
Down there. Okay, that's fine.
With the plebes.
Okay, that's perfect. That's where he belongs. So yeah, he's so he just kind of Peels gives him just a blank stare.
Right. And tell me perfect. Just tell me the intent behind that stare. Like, what is your intention? To shame him, shut him up, intimidate him?
Probably to shut him up temporarily, at least temporarily.
Okay. So I think that you're basically going to be defending with your just authority. You're attempting to intimidate him into silence with that desperate stare. So test your authority, sir. Peel.
Okay. Please roll. That's a 20.
A natural 20?
Yes, that is a 20. I double pressed it just to make sure. That was a natural 20.
So you have, what die did you roll?
Oh, you know what? I think I just rolled my valor, which is not what you asked me to roll. You asked me to roll authority, which so I don't have authority as a part of my, which means that I roll what?
D4.
D4. Gotcha. Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. I got a 40 on the D4. That's a 4.
Struth.
I struthed.
Right. So roll a D6 and add that to it.
Okay.
A lot of struths.
Yeah, a lot. It's happening a lot today. That's 10. That's a 6.
You struthed it again.
I struthed again.
Now roll a D8 and add that.
Oh my gosh. We're learning so much about this game. That's a 2.
Fantastic.
If it was an 8, I would have been very concerned.
You needed all of that. He just sort of trails off, from crossed any bridges. Nudge. He is. You've effectively silenced him and overcome this challenge without suffering any sort of loony damage. So well done. And now you can talk to Lady Lucky if you like, or do whatever. But it's, you see after a minute, you see him sort of take his cup, and he's going to stand up and give a toast in a minute. But before he does that, you can do whatever.
I look over to the woman who I don't think I've learned her name yet, but the bride to be,
Lady Lucky.
Lady Lucky. Congratulations on your wedding, Lady Lucky.
She looks so supremely bored and annoyed. Just not interested in any of this. Just
hello.
rolling her eyes out of the back of her head. Just ugh.
Nice wedding we're having.
Not if I can help it.
Oh, where is the lucky groom to be?
You dunce. Why do you think you're sat at the main table?
Who sat at the main table? Me?
You. Yeah, they led you up to the day, sat you at the main. Yes.
Is that
Yeah, father heard there was a knight in town, and so every time it happens, there's a banquet, and I'm supposed to marry him.
How many weddings have you had?
Well, none, but lots of betrothals.
Oh, well. No offense, I don't really want to marry you.
Oh, good. Well, it doesn't much matter. I have a plan. I have someone else that I'll be marrying, and I'll not have to put up with any of this ever again.
Oh, wonderful. I'm glad to work together with you on this. Does your father know you're in love with someone else?
Oh, he doesn't care. He just wants to be married off to some knight.
Well, we are pretty great.
So at this time, Lord Arthur stands, and the room quiets down, and he says, "We're gathered here on this wonderful occasion to celebrate the betrothal of my wonderful daughter, Lady Lucky, to this bold Sir Pels, was it?
Peels Rotcod.
Peels Rotcod of the Rotcod house. Are you a member of any particular order of knights by any chance?
Oh, I like to keep it professional with all of them.
No matter. This celebrated knight who has eschewed so many invitations to join various orders and remain proudly independent, has hereby agreed to join in holy matrimony the lovely Lady Alice and become my son. So, in celebration, you there, strike up. And he looks at you.
Oh, well,
Urban.
What manner of tune would you prefer in this circumstance?
A joyous celebration, something celebratory.
Certainly. Sir Peels?
Yes.
Shall I do the one from before the forest?
Yes, do track 5, please.
Track 5? Very
Yes,
well.
please.
I'll strike up a very soft harp version of Livin' on a Prayer.
I love this one. Clapping. So Peel's just like clapping offbeat to it.
Okay, so let's see how well you do. Let's make your musicianship roll. And
All
let's
right.
see what the effect is.
Come on, Erwin.
That was a 2.
Oh.
And what does a 2 mean again?
Only good things, the perfect things.
Oh, goodness.
Great. It's great. Great performance.
I am afraid you are pelted with cabbages. For this terrible performance, you suffer 1 bit of loony.
Oh, no.
So your psyche is so scarred by having made such a hash of Lord Bon Jovi's immortal classic.
Not a fan of Lord John Bon Jovi, I suppose.
That you suffer a bit of loony. You are horribly, terribly humiliated, and doubtless you feel like you've let down your muse on this occasion.
All right. My loony status has gone from what is this now? My loony status has gone from sensible to a bit off.
Yeah, that happens when you wreck an 80s classic.
Yep.
So at this moment, at the height of what could have been the high point of the banquet, the out of town troubadour giving a command performance, which didn't quite go as planned. But just when the toasts are being made, and this betrothal is being celebrated, and just as the third course is being served, as it happens, a delightful squirrel compote on conger cakes, that giant hound, Specials, bursts into the hall, and it is pursued by a hideous, entirely too large flying mouse that is clutching a vial of purple liquid in its paws. And the hound bounds up to the dais and snatches Lady Lucky by her tiny wasp waist in his jaws and barrels out the door of the banquet hall with the giant slavering jawed flying mouse flapping behind it. Yes, Fanny.
So, can I get bonus points if I have said hound in my house?
Okay.
If I have the giant, so when you're describing it, I do have the giant said hound
There.
in the house.
I mean, that's it. You're getting extra points from me, Bonsai. Like I'm giving you points for this one.
Boomer, come here.
I think
You
Boomer,
are the giant hound I'm being besetted.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
There you
Yes.
go.
Yes. Boomer has earned you a merit.
Yes.
Good boy. I get a merit, thank you.
Yeah, this horrible spectacle. The Lady Lucky kidnapped from her betrothal feast by her hound. I would say if anybody wants to do something as it's happening, but it's happening very fast.
I would like to. So this is not super effectual on stopping her, but I will. Peels does draw his longer sword and starts swinging at like the chair where she was, destroying the chair. Just really not helping, but swinging.
Right.
With the intention of like swinging with good intent.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll try some sorcery. I'll see if I can maybe swing the door shut with some sorcery before they can get fully out the door, towards the door. Maybe startle the dog that way.
Great, go for it.
Okay. Let's see, and I also have a +3, by the way, total, because I forgot I have my 8 skull, which gives me another +1. So this is a 5 +3 for 8.
Okay, that is you conjure up a breeze that pushes the door slightly closed, but not nearly enough for this gigantic hound to stop the sound crashing through the door. It knocks them off its hinges as it's on its way out. But unless
I would like to try and run, and I think I would be between the hound and the door. I would like to attempt to run and grasp the hound by its waist in order to hold onto it and try and figure out where it's going by being carried with it.
Well, this is an act of great valor. So test your valor.
Ooh. I do not have valor, but I was hoping for nimbleness.
Okay. So make your argument.
I figure that in worst case scenario, I would be making quite a funny pratfall to help our lore master
Great.
add to the comedic value.
Let's do nimbleness.
All right.
It's going to be pretty tough because that hound is moving quickly.
I rolled a 13 on my D16.
Okay, not enough. The hound slips through your fingers, but you do face plant in the middle of the hall. So that's will earn you a merit from the head of Light Entertainment. Fanny, can you be bothered, or are you good?
That's a big hound.
Right.
I have a turkey leg and a pint. I'm okay. I mean, these noble people can sacrifice themselves. I all for them sacrificing themselves.
Less competition.
Maybe, yeah. If I have to.
You don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think Fatty will. That's a big dog. I say that's okay.
It is. So
have that fair maiden.
So out goes the hound, and with this giant flying squirrel with a weird potion in its claws behind it, like nipping at its tail in hot pursuit of the dog. After they're gone, the hall falls into a deadly silence, and everyone is shocked and horrified at what they've seen. The hall is a shambles. Some people who tried to help ended up, turning over tables. A certain knight chopped a chair up. The whole occasion has been turned on its head. So Lord Arthur turns to Sir Peels and said, Sir Peels, you must rescue my daughter from whatever horrible fate that damned hound has in store for her. Please, won't you? I'll give you whatever you want.
Peels turns wildly with a yes and chops the legs of Lord Arthur's chair.
Great.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, Well, he goes spilling, and that earns you a merit for sure for spilling, Lord Arthur. No, terribly sorry. No matter. I can get more chairs. I can't get another daughter. Go. Save her.
Then this Peels does like a little like heroic shoulder thing, and then jumps off of the thing and just starts running towards the entrance.
Okay.
Or exit, I guess.
All right. So same for everybody on
Charging up after.
Okay.
Trying to keep up.
All
I
right.
might stuff a wine bottle or two under my natural purses.
Wine bottles?
Nice.
Entire wine bottles?
Yes, I am. It is. Have you not seen the video? I mean, don't Google it. But you can totally hide wine bottles with some people.
Okay.
Just saying.
Thank you, Bonsai, for that research that you did. Thank you.
Thank you for the visual.
And for sparing us doing the research.
Yes.
Great. So out you go into the rain. It's afternoon at this point, and you can see the trail of in the mud from the hound. It goes straight through the market square, and in going through the market square, it turned over carts, and the whole market is in chaos at the moment, and has barreled straight out into the Forest Sauvage, and with presumably that weird flying mouse right on its heels. So the merchants are looking around in shock and wondering what it is just happened. And so what would you guys like to do?
Unhand my betrothed, you furry! Oh, can't say that word.
You can say it once.
I can say it once.
So we got to make it good.
At that exact time, a swallow makes a very loud noise, and you can't hear what I say. Holds the sword. We must do this. Are we in?
I'm gonna get my mule-drawn cart, and I'll be like, yeah. All set.
Okay, so the plan is to follow the trail of the dog, because the dog's gone like a rocket into the forest.
So I guess we'll have to follow the trail. For the donkey drawn cart, my squire will assist the donkey. So you said another side of this. This is my squire, by the way. He's helping me. He's helping me with the donkey. So he's up there with the donkey, helping pull the cart.
Great. Okay, so as you're passing through the market, a few people are calling out. They can tell that this knight is on the quest and is going to rescue dear Lady Lucky. One of them calls out to you, beware the demons. There's a pack of demons in the forest, speaking in strange tongues and making off with lone travelers. Beware the demons.
What? I'm assuming Peels can't hear that with his helmet, with his metal head on. His metal head is what they call it.
Right, and there is you hear another merchant grumble that passing strange times. There's the odd traveler that came through yesterday, and now this. What is Lower Entrails coming to? And it says that to another merchant who says, yeah, and don't forget the strange purple flying orb, and he crosses himself and says, oh yeah, that's the flying purple orb 2 days ago. Oh, this what dark times we live in, strange sights and awful wizardry and terrible things afoot.
Can I approach them and I overhear them talking about a flying purple orb, and I'm like, well, that doesn't sound like anything I've seen before. Or maybe hold on, I need to know what they're talking about. And I get closer.
Hey.
Oh, well, hello there. Sorry, don't mean to eavesdrop. I heard you speaking about something that sounded very strange, peculiar, weird, quirky. A flying purple orb, you said? A couple days ago?
It's the most confounded thing you can imagine, just floating there in the sky, a purple orb, high up above the clouds, no noise, just floating along.
Are you sure that wasn't the sun?
Well, the sun isn't purple. And
And
also,
would
they wouldn't be
they?
staring directly into it.
You're not looking at the sun all the time. It can be purple sometimes. You don't know.
I can see it right now.
Yeah, right now, but I'm talking about like in 5 minutes or like 30 minutes ago. Who knows?
No, I don't think it was the sun.
I mean, it's possible that it could be perhaps purple yellow colorblind. Is that a thing?
A colorblind, or do you think that they are colorblind?
Were they
Oh,
looking
yes.
through colored blinds so the blinds made it appear like the sun was purple?
I heard if you eat these certain mushrooms in the forest, you get to see a lot of things purple.
Oh, yes, yes. You can taste it as well.
Mm.
Wait, just to be clear, the two of you were not staring directly into the sun, were you?
No. The sun was over there. The orb was floating over there.
Oh, that's the moon.
The
No.
moon isn't purple either.
The
Well,
moon's
that's
blue. I'm
up
pretty
for
sure it's
debate.
blue.
Again, we're not
I made
really
it
accounting for
cheese.
this person's visual acuity.
Strangest thing I ever saw 2 days ago. And then yesterday, the strange man passed through. And then this today. One thing after another.
You mean this man? And I point Doug. Is this the strange man?
Oh no, much stranger than him.
Ah,
Hey,
Stranger
I
than
resent
Doug. Oh. I think you're well, strange, Doug. You're fine. You're great.
thank you. I'm very
No, I think
You're
Doug
welcome,
has a
you're
little
very-
competition.
That's what my mother tells me anyway. Well, okay.
What did
there's
this
a
strange
strange
man look like?
and a flying purple orb. All right.
Strange man. Dressed. Strange manner of dress he had. Wore a hat, much like a barrel on his head, black barrel, and had a cape, and was asking after available women of good breeding and wealth. And he kept going on about how unnatural it was to ban things that are, as he said, part of the human experience, things like murder and cannibalism. Terrible strange he was.
Sounds like a real charmer.
It does sound stranger than you, Doug. No offense.
Gave me the willies.
I agree.
Oh.
I think that is a compliment.
I don't know. Perhaps I've read about this person. I'm going to consult my book, and I potentially at GM I would like to angle for a lorefulness
Great.
check.
Yes, that works.
That is a 6 on the die, and it was a D6 roll.
Aha, truth.
The truth. And then an 8!
Oh,
Nice.
goodness.
Nice.
Okay, and now let's try it's a D10 next. That's a 10! I am...
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
my
oh, it's
Well-
a witch! A witch!
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I need to take a picture of this.
You're
I
lying.
need to know what dice rolling app you guys are using.
I'm
'cause-
actually just using physical dice at the moment.
Oh my gosh.
Much
Tremendous.
easier to cheat.
But I would
no.
like to take a picture of this so that you all believe that you could see the dice.
So it was a
that are
6,
in my
then an
tray.
8, then a 10, and now a 12.
That's so many. You are using all your luck. Go buy a lottery ticket.
Listen, I rolled like Hot Garbo at the beginning of this session, and I'm just gonna take this real quick, and I'm gonna post this somewhere where we all are, so that you can see this and potentially believe me. I need someone else to agree to this. So after a D12, that's a D14, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Roll a D14. I'm just going to roll a die right now, but I got a 7.
Ah,
I don't even know what the count is, but here's what I do know. It's definitely over 20, which means you've gone and taken things a bit too seriously. and you
Yeah.
merit.
Yeah.
demerit.
But it still works like crazy. So for some reason in your book, you know all about this. You know that this seems to match the description. I don't know why you know of this person, but you know that there is a prolific conjurer and criminal who travels the land advocating for the removal of statutes and laws which punish people for doing that which all of us honestly feel the need to do, like committing crimes. You know that his name he goes by the Amazing Cargol. And gosh, with that role, you know everything about this guy. You know that he fancies unleashing one's id, which hasn't been hypothesized yet. You know that oh gosh, I'm sure you even know what he looks like. Can we cue up the Cargol picture?
Absolutely, I can.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's a
Yes,
troublemaker.
there's Cargol.
That is a troublemaker.
You know that
Oh.
he is usually accompanied by one of his magician's assistants, at least until he grows weary of them and turns them into something unnatural. And you know that he also travels in a strange device that is a purple flying orb.
Oh.
That dangling beneath it is a basket that it looks like an inverted version and a very large version of his hat.
Interesting. So I think I've I met him at some sort of it was a little bit of a troubadour conference. We were having it just outside the Black Forest. You
Good
know how these
networking,
things
yeah.
are. It's a networking event. I think I got his business card in my pocket.
Oh, excellent.
You know that he has a thing for especially sexy mice.
Loves sexy mice.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Well, who doesn't?
You know everything about this guy with that. Thanks to that context.
Listen,
So-
once you get a couple drinks in him, he'll tell you his life story. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, he clearly did, and you took really good notes along the way. So, you feel quite certain that the person they're describing is the Amazing Cargol.
Sounds like the Amazing Cargol to me.
Yeah, you also know
From your
that he has
description,
been
he sounds
known
like a
to,
total fraud.
but he's been known to turn himself into a giant flying mouse as well.
Well, I suppose that
Magic.
also would be our quarry, and this would be the same person. Well, he did actually stiff me on the bill back at the conference and left me with quite substantial amount of debt. So I'd personally like to see to getting my revenge, if it's not too much.
Right. Well, so you have, I think you have a pretty good idea of at least that this person is about, if they're not behind whatever is happening here. And you have in front of you the trail, the dog's trail into the forest. What would you like to do?
Follow the dog.
All that dog trail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah.
So you're into the Forest Sauvage now, and
I want my 20 gold pieces back.
a dark and tangled forest full of all kinds of wonders and strange creatures, and certainly lots and lots of danger. I'm assuming that Doug, since you are rather naturalistic, that you're the one doing the tracking of.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
And tell me, what is the manner of your party's march through the forest?
The manner of the march. I don't know if that's entirely Javion's field. I would say I'm in front. Doug's in front. He's gonna ask if anybody else can pull the cart for him. There's a mule. There's a mule to draw. The
mule and my squire are helping you.
Yes. Okay. Great. The mule traveling behind us, scouring the earth while Erwin, Fanny, and Peels are all sort of behind me. And they're free to do whatever they want. They can be in whatever order they want to be. But Doug is entirely focused on the task at hand. He takes this very, very serious.
So he's nose to the ground following this trail.
Yeah, he pulls out in a magnifying glass, and he's just like inspecting the ground. He's like kicking rocks over. He even picks up leaves and inspects them very closely with like a trained eye.
Great. What about the rest of you?
Peels is standing on the top of the cart. Probably shouldn't stand, but he's definitely like one knee up, standing in a very heroic fashion, hand on his longer sword. And as every once in a while, it is a forest. He's getting brushed across the face with leaves and trees and branches, but he's just standing there because this is his wedding day. No one's ruining it for him, even if he doesn't want it.
And Fanny and Erwin?
Erwin is trying to find things that rhyme with Cargill and words that rhyme with revenge, because this poem has taken a turn.
I feel like Fanny is helping with of course the best terms. I heard gargle.
Gargle does rhyme with
rhymes.
Cargill. That's a very good point.
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge. Yes.
Spatula.
I don't know that anything rhymes with spatula.
I don't think he knows what.
There needs to be raunchiness. Everyone likes a good raunchy part of the poem. Can you also put that, like, the great Fanny doth show her? I mean, no, sorry, no.
That's a little too lewd.
Too lewd.
We need to keep it PG-13.
Yes.
Sadly, this exchange over parsing of poetry is going to earn everybody a demerit.
Boo!
Yes. Brilliant.
Deserved.
So, quick question. How many demerits did we have to receive?
3.
Okay. And if you receive a merit, can you cancel out a demerit? Okay, so currently I am at 2 demerits because the one that I had received early on for my quip was canceled out by my later merit.
Only if you want to use it to do that. I mean,
I would love to, because right now I'm currently at 2.
Right. Okay. So however, you've avoided the dire consequence for now.
The amount of I got 1 merit for my pratfall. And did I receive a merit from the Struth that this chain of Struths? No, that was an extra demerit, you said, because I went a little too I flew a little too close to the sun. You're correct.
Too serious.
Correct. So yes, I'm currently sitting at 2 demerits.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, while Doug the Enchanter is keeping a close eye on the ground, you stumble upon a horrific scene. There is a cart in the middle of the forest, and it's full of dead bodies. And pouring over these dead bodies are 2 demons. Well, you think they're demons. On closer inspection, it looks like they're probably people dressed up in really, really low effort demon garb. They've just spattered some mud on their face, and they've got some old bones in their mouths to look like teeth, and they are intently going through this cart and speaking in a tongue. Let's see. Is anyone particularly loreful? Is anybody quite loreful or better?
No.
You are. Okay, you know that you recognize the language they're speaking. Actually, to the rest of you, it just sounds like you know that they're French, and you might even know what they're saying, and they're very clearly looking for, surely there's got to be one alive in here. Find it, there's got to be one still alive in here. Some English one. Look harder. You look harder. And at that moment, they turn and they look up and they look at you and say, you. And how about pause there for a break?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That sounds great. That sounds awesome. So we are going to take a really short break, 5 to 10 minutes, get some snacks, get some water, take a little bio break. We will be back with more of this game and more of these wonderful people and characters. Thank you so much. Stay tuned in chat, and we will be back shortly. Hello and welcome back to Gen Con TV, where we are playing Monty Python's co-curricular medieval reenactment program. In case you're wondering, it is the extremely officially licensed Monty Python tabletop role-playing game from Crowbar Creative and Exalted Funeral. We are here with one of the writers. Brian, would you like to take us right back into this campaign?
Who are you? Says one of the clearly French knights who is poring over a cart full of dead bodies.
I will
in the middle of the forest sauvage.
Brownie will say, demon, and then throw magically an iron pen at this person. Damon!
Actually, is there anyone who happens to be quite run away or worse?
Ooh.
So if anybody has valor, okay.
I'm too valorous for this.
You're not frightened. Is there anyone who is immune to valor? I believe Doug is.
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay, so that leaves Fanny and Erwin, who are frightened by this spectacle. You think they are real demons.
Yes, that's why I took a pen and I hit him over the head with it.
Right.
This makes sense to me.
So
Demon.
Erwin, you do something, you give a shrill cry, you soil yourself, you run away, something of that nature. You're terrified by the
I'm going to hide behind at the back of the cart. I'm going to duck down.
Right. Okay, so these two French knights, or demons, depending on who you ask, are immediately begin hurling insults at you. And say, you silly English types, you poppers
Demon
of
talk,
weasel
demon talk,
pimples.
demon talk. Keep throwing things. I just keep throwing things at them.
All right.
Stop the demons! They're cursing me! They're cursing me! The evil eye on me! The
Now,
evil eye on me!
What do you have to throw?
Whatever in this cart. I don't know.
You're going to take the stuff out of my cart?
All of Doug's stuff?
Are there demons in front of us?
Oh, no.
Okay, so Fanny has emptied out the cart.
No!
And lobbing things. So what exactly did she lob, Doug? What was in there?
A bouquet of dried lupin.
Oof.
Wizzo butter, 5 packs in total. I'm wearing my snowshoes, so she doesn't get to throw that. But she also threw Webb's Wonder Lettuce, which could be set to explode like a bomb.
Right.
Only once.
Yeah, you threw the bomb.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Fanny, they're not.
No one warned me. No one's trying to calm down Franny. There's demons afoot.
Fanny, we're going to need to test your strategy here, which is what governs any kind of distance attack, ranged attack. So do you have strategy?
That's a good question.
Oh,
Negative.
No.
So that'll be a D4, since you don't.
Oh, it's gonna be good. Ready? Gonna roll it.
Mm.
Got a 3.
Okay, not a 1.
All right. Okay. You just lob Webb's Wonder Lettuce out into the trees where it explodes.
They did demon fire! Demon fire! They obviously are cursing me. They're cursing me.
Now, Fanny. Great work.
Okay, so Doug, make sure that you are noting which items you no longer have in their accompanying bonuses and penalties. Okay, so these French knights are the pair of them are startled by the bomb. However, there are 2 others hiding in the trees that were keeping watch that are going to get the drop on you guys. And they are going to, they're not especially worried about the peasant. I think they're both going to begin immediately insulting the knight, figuring that, if he's leading this party. So they call you poppers of weasel pimples and stompers of unripened grapes. And you are being subjected to they're attempting to cow you into submission. One of them is attempting to cow you into submission. The other one is attempting to provoke you into attacking him. So you will need to defend yourself against these things individually. So we'll start with the one that's attempting to undermine you with its. He's attacking you with his authority, basically.
I see.
So you can sort of use humility to acknowledge that you may truly have no authority. In which case, whatever you.
I actually kind of like that. I am gonna go for humility. So and as far as humility, I have neither really. So I'm gonna be rolling a 12.
Great. Okay. So these guys, great. Make the roll.
Okay.
Let's go for.
That's an 11.
Okay, so you aren't in the least put off by having your authority challenged.
It's absolute.
You're humble. I was going to say you're humble enough to know that
I'm humble enough to know I have absolute authority. Yes.
Great. Now the other one is using his glibness to attempt to provoke you into attacking him. In a unbalanced way. So you can use your purpose to sort of stay true to what you intend to do. You could use glibness to fire it right back at him. Argumentation to discuss the relative merits of popping weasel pimples. Those are some options, but totally up to you.
Could I use luck?
You can always fall back on luck. Absolutely.
I feel like that's the right thing to do for Peels in this situation.
All right.
So I'm gonna roll my D12.
Okay.
5.
Okay. So it is not enough. You are hoping by dumb chance that you get a bit of your chainmail caught in your ear and just don't hear the barb, but it sneaks in, it lands, and it cuts you deep because perhaps you were forced as a child to actually pop weasel pimples, and so you go charging, sword in hand.
Have at you!
And you also suffer one bit of loony.
That's fair. So I'm no longer Reginald Malding. I'm a bit off now. I'm joining Erwin and being a bit off.
Okay. So that is those 2 knights, and then the 2 knights at the cart were stunned by the exploding lettuce, and so now it's you guys.
I know what I want to do.
Go for it.
I am going to try to use my special super serious ability, channeling my element. So I believe I just roll a d30.
That's right.
And something happens. Just who knows? And I might not even get to do it again if I roll too high. So we'll see. I don't think I get any bonuses to this. I think I'm just rolling.
That's right.
Aw, I rolled a 24.
That's really good.
I know. I wanted something like terrible. Okay.
Oh, don't worry. We're still gonna roll. We have the rest of us getting something terrible.
Okay.
So what? And actually, I should have said before. Fanny throwing, making a lettuce explode is good physical comedy, so you can get a merit for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Doug, what is the result?
All right. My element, air, is briefly bent to my will. Things akin to a fireball, a powerful wave, a forceful buffet or buffet. A flying boulder counts as one successful deed, and I may move my sorcery 1 degree towards Sirius.
Okay, great. So a buffet of wind, powerful buffet of wind, and you're going to blow one of the knights. Can
I try something else instead?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I want a powerful stink cloud to appear over all of them, or as many as reasonable.
Well, since it counts as one successful deed, I'd say that you basically fart in the general direction of,
yes,
of one particular knight who is who's knocked unconscious. It is foul and hideous. He is full well defeated, that fellow. So there, you have used your special series ability to defeat a French knight, and who's next?
What happens when you get 3 merits again? Just asking for curiosity's sake.
It's only demerits that you have to worry about.
Okay, but if I get so I don't get a cookie if I have 3 merits.
No, you can just earn and burn. Use them to re-roll stuff.
Block demerits too.
Darn it. Okay, I thought I'd get a special cookie from that. Okay, no cookie for me, I guess. Fine. No cookies.
You sound so disappointed.
Well, let's check in with Sir Peels. You've been goaded into running in and attacking, which maybe is what you were going to do anyway. So out with your sword. You have no choice this time. You must use your valor to attack the knight that insulted you.
Correct. He's running in. He's screaming. Like his eyes are glowing. Peels' eyes are glowing. This has infuriated him with this outrageous accent. It has driven Peels up the proverbial wall. So he runs in, swinging, yelling, "It's my life! It's now or never! I ain't going to live forever! I want to live while I'm alive!" And I'm going to roll Valor. Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's track 7.
Yes.
That is a witty callback, and that's going to have to earn you a demerit from
Yeah,
this set of lightning.
guess what? I'm at 3, baby. I hit 3. I'm at 3 demerits.
Oh man. Oh.
You
boy.
are?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you have a merit, right? I know you have
Nope.
at least one.
I do not. I already spent
anymore.
it to drop myself down.
Can I block somebody else's demerit?
No,
No.
you're good. Let's
No.
do this. Let's roll with
Dodging
these
the way.
consequences, baby.
Okay,
Gosh
so,
darn Troubadour, why do you have to be so witty?
dire
All your
consequences time for Erwin, the enchanting. So
Oh my gosh.
before we resolve the valor, you need to roll a d30,
All right.
and high is better than low.
High is
Generally.
better than low. All right, let's go. That is a 21.
Okay.
Good stuff. And we get to erase all the merits after we get a dire consequence, right?
She does. Just
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
just then. Oh no.
Okay.
Mm.
So
Do this.
I'll show you actually. I have a picture of it. Of
Oh.
who swings in on a vine.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, folks. I guess we don't have an asset for this one.
I didn't anticipate this particular
Uh-oh.
dire consequence taking place.
Oh no.
That means it's great.
I'm very excited.
This means exclusive.
Listen,
So-
it is my job to help present this game in a way that is meaningful, and so dire consequences is showing off a mechanic of the game. I'm here
No,
for it.
You're
You
literally
poor fool.
doing your job
I
better than
am
ever.
doing my job.
So it is this. Oh no, don't have it. I thought it did. A charwoman swings in on a vine to sweep away the last remnants of chauvinism. So the player character who has evinced the greatest amount of chauvinism thus far.
I did say my authority was absolute.
Heels.
Yeah, that was a little.
Well, maybe Fanny though.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
By
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just spitballing.
By
I think
using
maybe.
feminine wiles.
I'm sorry,
Feminine
Rock,
wiles
paper,
are a
scissors.
tool of the
What
Rock,
PJ.
paper,
is
scissors.
chauvinism? What is chauvinism again? I'm a
Fuck.
simple peasant, and I don't know what that word means.
It's what happens when you throw exploding lettuce. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it is probably Sir Peel's.
Probably.
I mean, it hasn't been overtly chauvinistic, but there's certainly been some whiffs of toxic masculinity in there. So you
Well, like Frankie said, I did it my way.
you take some rough sweeping from this charwoman who swings in on a vine, and you take a bit of death.
Oh, okay. So
just a bit.
just a little bit. So this moves me down from Mr. Neutron to fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am still not no more. I am a ways away from no more.
Good. Okay. So now let's resolve your valor.
Absolutely.
Your sword attack.
So that's a D20 plus 2. That's a 6 total.
All right. Well, it's better than they did. So you have vanquished. He attempted to parry with his valor, and you beat him. So you have vanquished this knight.
Woo!
With the flat of your sword or with the edge of it, depending on how bloody you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And he is no more, or at least out of the fight. So who's left for you guys?
Could I also fart in their general direction? Because I feel like that worked. I saw that work. So
I think it would
fart,
be hilarious if your fart and mine were like the exact same in like intensity and volume.
Yes. I as has been saving this, I had a lot of really good rich food earlier. I feel like bottoms up.
Right. Well, this is going to be your hardiness. This is your general control over your bodily functions.
Okay. Oh God.
So what I'm hearing is this could go really bad.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. What is great?
Yes.
Oh, you spammed it?
I rolled my hardiness. I rolled D6. I got a very whopping 1.
Okay.
For my ability to fart in their general direction.
You have spammed it, I'm afraid.
Can anyone help?
That earns you a demerit.
Wait, don't you have like 3 merits? You can like reroll.
True.
Yeah, you can use merits to reroll.
I could.
But
honestly, I kind of want to see what happens. I got this 1. I want it to be. I got.
All right, so you need to move your hardiness 1 degree towards silly, and you take a demerit.
Oh, I'll take my demerit.
Okay. And Erwin.
Erwin, I think, has been hiding behind the cart this entire time, and heard explosions and has just been sobbing quietly to himself, and decides to pop their head back up with the fake mustache on because Erwin is no more.
Oh.
Now it is Hortense.
Oh.
All right.
And I would like to I would like to sort of see how the tide of the battle is going, and say, Peels! Perhaps try the one to the left.
Excellent thinking, Hortense.
Okay.
Why are you calling her Hortense? It's Erwin.
Hortense?
No, that's Erwin. All she does is put a mustache on her face.
Hortense.
It's still.
Are you talking to Hortense or me?
No, I'm talking to you. I'm talking
to Hortense, so if you can give us a minute, please. What were you saying, Hortense?
The one to the left.
Ah. Oh, yes.
Okay, meanwhile, the remaining 2 French knights, one of them is going to insult the peasant for having made a mess in their pants. And okay, so
I have no humility. It's fine. It's nature. You know, I had a lot of rich food.
Needless, be that as it may, you do have to make a humility. No, you're
But I
immune to
have
humility.
I'm
Mhm.
immune. I'm immune.
All right. This one is okay. They try to shame you. Really
Yeah.
not possible.
I've done this before. I just need like a hose or something.
Well,
That
wasn't the
happens.
first, won't be the last.
It won't be the last.
And the other knight will draw swords against Sir Peel. Okay, so you can valor to parry it. You can nimble to move out of the way.
I am going to use Valor to parry.
Great.
I'm going to roll 9.
Okay, it works. So now it's you guys.
So these two guys, there's two of them who were to my left. I dodged both of them, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to try to slam their heads together.
Okay. Most valorous.
Wonderful. Let's see. 12.
I know that.
Mm.
Oh, is it?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It might be 14. I haven't been counting my bonuses for having my squire with me. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a plus. That's a 14 then. Sorry.
Okay. It was a difficult thing to do, but you did it. They go down. Okay.
Thanks, Hortons.
Your valor has won the day, Sir Peel, along with an awful smelling cloud from the Enchanter.
What I told you. The one to the left, you smashed into the one on the right. Good job.
I think you can earn a merit too for bonking two characters' heads together. I think the head of entertainment would appreciate that bit of physical humor.
Wonderful, Mark.
Because they have the conical cap, so it probably makes it cocoon. Okay, so however, Sir Peels, you're going to need to test your hardiness.
Uh-oh. Okay. So if I don't have a hardiness, that means I roll a d4, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fingers crossed for not bad rolls. That's a 4.
It's truth.
Yay!
Yay!
Keep going.
Yeah,
Okay.
6.
4.
All right. Not enough. I am sorry to report that you have contracted the Black Plague.
Ooh,
Oh.
God. Oh, jeez.
The cart was full of plague-infested bodies, and the French must not have known about it. So now you have a -1 penalty to all of your rolls.
Ooh.
You're going to be unwelcome anywhere until you're cured.
Good Lord.
Well, luckily the cure for the Black Plague is very, very easily accessible at this time.
That
Oh, well, I don't.
was
feel too
funny.
great.
Tell another one.
That was a bit witty. That's going to earn you a demerit.
Man, we are just contracting demerits like we're contracting the Black Plague.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not a demerit! 2
no.
demerits!
Okay. So I'm 1 demerit away from a nightmare scenario. Awesome. Good to know.
Join me.
Okay, so what would you guys like to do in the aftermath of this heroic defeat of French invaders?
Definitely gonna kick some of their bodies a little bit. Like this is just Marcus. I think Peels would just kick some of the bodies.
I mean, you can't more contract the plague.
Yeah, right. Like what's gonna go wrong?
Hortense will
Now,
jump
Brian, you get a demerit.
down behind the curtain, pop back up without the mustache. Did we win?
Where did Hortense go? Invaluable in my victor. Re?
He went around back.
Ah, Hortense. Always with those goodbyes.
Doug, I am sorry for my panic. I might have used one of your magical weapons. I'm very sorry. Would you like the sheep splatter as an exchange?
No, it's quite fine. Honestly, what better time to use it than now, I suppose.
I may have come over with a touch of the Black Plague, so be mindful of that.
Oh dear.
Unclean.
Is there something I can do to help our knight?
You can see he's wearing rubber gloves with a surgical mask.
I hear if you bathe in pee, it helps. You gotta roll and bathe in dung and pee to get rid of the black plague because it's the demons that are attacking you. And if you just dirty yourself more, the demons won't attack you more.
Your logic is sound.
No, absolutely not. You sound ridiculous.
It's true.
I'm surrounded by morons.
I'm curious what Hortense thinks of this. If only he were here. Next time.
Pop down and pop back up.
Owen, where did you... Hortense!
Well, I believe that that Fanny also has a very good point. Pop back down, pop back up.
Yes. Oh, well, it's settled then. I have to cover myself in urine and mud.
No, you don't. You absolutely do not have to do that. That will make everything worse. Trust me.
Well, what's your plan?
Well, I was actually asking the head of light entertainment a question before I was interrupted with this wild claim that we could just cure you by infecting you worse with like dysentery or something.
This is science. This is
well, I can tell you that the head of light entertainment, Priscilla, Mortar, and Pestle would love the sight of rolling about in filth, and you standing in the way of that dog or have earned yourself a demerit.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a merit. I'm gonna block. I'm gonna deflect that.
All right. But in terms of what you can do to help, I mean, tell me what would be your strategy? I mean, are you digging into your memory banks for cures? Are you trying to come up with some sort of natural remedy?
Natural remedy for sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you want to look around for some herbs or something that might ease his pain?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
And maybe if there's something in the cart that can help me as well, I'll just try to put something together.
Great.
Using the remains of whatever's left.
Have a go with your nature.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. On the die, I got 15 and everything else is gone. Oh no, I have my snowshoes on. Yes, I got my +1. So 16 total. 16,
okay. You locate several medicinal herbs and roots. Sadly, nothing that will cure the plague, but something maybe worth holding on to. While you're poking around in the underbrush, you locate you do find some other things though. You see that the cart tracks from this cart of dead people lead off to the east, and you find the hound's tracks that continue sort of straight on to the north, and you also find that you find a trail of very fine gray fur heading off to the west.
Do I recognize any of these trails or anything nearby as the one-legged hare's trail?
Oh, good. So, yes, one-legged hare's trail was sort of it was kind of code for people who know nature, and so it for you recognize a certain formation of trees and of young saplings that have been arranged in a certain way, and they lead off also to the east, kind of where the cart tracks are going.
Great. Okay. Everyone, I know someone who owes us a favor. Why don't we pay Mrs. Sprucewiggles a visit and see if she can do anything to help us with this predicament? Noble knight needs aid. I fear I'm unable to equip.
You can hear, no, I'm fine, but he's just face down in the mud. Basically, he's not not moving very much.
All right. Well, let's dig Peels up out of this muck, and we can get going.
I'm not touching him.
I have a stick.
So will you follow the Enchanter to the east then?
I mean, yes.
All right.
We'll
Anything
get
else?
John's
this.
carriage is empty, so I guess if no one else is going, I'm gonna try to pick him up out of the mud and heft him into the cart.
Do you want to have anything else to do with the remains of the knights or
Loot the Frenchman.
cart with
You
the
You can hear
with the dead
Peel's,
bodies?
Peel's weekly saying, "Loot the Frenchman."
I'll give them a poke with a stick, see if I can find anything.
Okay. So each of them has a longsword that will give you a +1 to your valor rolls. They also each wear chainmail that increases your maximum physical health by 1 degree. And they have embarrassingly bad demon costumes. So that's what they have on them.
I feel like we should take the embarrassingly bad demon costumes with us. I don't know when those would come up, but I feel like that's just something we might want to have on hand.
I mean, I could always use more costumes.
And plus, there's plenty of room in the back of the cart now.
It's good for the stage show.
So let's see. Erwin, you are going to have to test your hardiness. You're messing around with plague stuff.
All right, sounds good. I do not have hardy, so let's roll a d4, baby.
Nice. Let's all contract this disease.
Let's get
we
the
can all
plague.
just die together.
Get the plague. Get the
Get
plague.
the plague. Get the
Oh,
plague.
I got the
plague.
plague, baby. That's a 3.
Ooh.
You got the plague. So you're going to have a -1 to all your rolls
All right.
and not be welcome anywhere. And if you have hardiness, which I don't think you do, okay, then you would be resetting it to a d4. But you don't have to worry about that. Okay.
All right, into the cart. Come on. You two. Pile on top of each other.
We're going to roll
All right,
around
so-
in the mud a little bit before we set off.
So off you go to the east, following the cart tracks and the trail of the one-legged hare, and you come upon the witch's hovel, and it's a ramshackle 2-story building with soot-blackened windows and large double doors. The whole area has a strange smell, and you don't see anyone about.
Huh, well, maybe she was a witch.
Hello.
So you hear from inside, who is it?
It's me.
Oh, my savior, come in.
Go inside.
Okay, so the doors stand out to you. They're 2 very large. The whole thing is kind of run down. The whole hovel is pretty ramshackle, but the 2 doors are large double doors made of oak, and they are remarkably free of dirt and grime. And they feature an elaborate carving of a knight. And on one hand, the knight is holding a sword, and in the other hand, the knight is holding a chicken. And the double doors sort of split the knight right down the middle, bisect him with the seam of the 2 doors.
Is there a handle?
No.
What?
That's just a really
Outside.
good setup and a really good question. I like that whole.
There might be a
That was
knocker,
great.
though. Is there a knocker?
Is there a knocker?
No, it's just these doors on very shiny hinges.
Knock knock.
Oh, do come in.
I don't like where this is going. Well, Fanny, I suppose you could go first if you like.
Can I actually? Can I? After my squire. My squire.
Yes, send the
Look.
squire.
Like, now, Sack, you must go in after you.
Oh my god.
All right. So which door do you send him through?
The good one.
The sword side or the chicken side?
Oh no. I don't know enough about Monty Python. to know
Chicken
which
side. I'm
one
gonna go
to
chicken side.
Okay.
I'm gonna go chicken side.
Do you offer him any instruction?
Yes. Look out.
choose.
Okay, so What's his squire's name?
His name is Sack.
Sack. Sack walks through the chicken side, and the chicken arm animates and whaps him on the head. And he's dead. He's no more.
Oh my god!
Well, whew.
So you hear from inside, right, yeah, the door's a bit tricky.
Well, how do we get in without dying?
What would you recommend?
I would say choose your door and your manner of entry carefully. Giggle.
What?
Oh,
It's
excellent.
a riddle. It's a riddle. Get it?
Carefully. If I care fully about the thing, like Sack didn't care fully about the chickens, but I fully cared about my sword. So if I care fully about my sword, then this is the right door. Peels goes to the sword door.
Okay.
Chad,
And what is
do
the
you have
manner
any-
of his entry?
Sexy. No.
Give me just like one adjective for
Okay.
how you or adverb, I guess, for how you walk through.
Slinkily.
Okay. You walk in, the sword animates and whacks you on the head with one bit of death.
Yeah. Not dead yet.
I'm starting to wonder if any of this is worth it.
I obviously know how to solve this. I will pretend I'm a chicken and walk through the chicken door.
Oh, great. All right. So how do you do that?
Oh my
Well, you don't
god.
have to show, but
Oh. Well, I
You can,
feel like I
but-
do.
right. Okay, you walk through completely
That's
unmolested.
It didn't even get you.
And you earn a merit because that's clearly some physical humor.
I will take away my other demerit, one of my demerits with that merit.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Okay,
Incredible.
so how do you go through a door like a sword?
You go through it swordly.
How? What does that mean?
Like this.
Sharp.
Or it's a running drop kick. One of the two.
Oh. Well, show me, please.
Oh, I already went. I'm not dead yet, but where are you at? Why don't you try, Doug?
Well, because you are the one who's teaching me. I'm learning from you, so please go.
Oh no, Doug, this whole thing was your idea. I have the black
Right,
flag.
I understand all of this.
Well,
However,
Peels is inside, having been sat down next to a nice fire and
Oh, we're
being
having a great time.
given
Peels is fine then.
poultices and stuff. So
this
So,
is
yeah.
utterly ridiculous.
So Peels and Fanny are inside now.
yeah. Mhm.
Oh, awesome. Fantastic. On you guys.
My
I
dick.
don't know. Aren't you?
How do I
Isn't
say
it
my-
supposed to have a staff you could use? That's how you could go through the saw door.
With a staff.
You know, because of if you're a man, swords.
Okay. Well, I'm just going. I guess I'm acting like a chicken then.
Okay.
I hate this. He's gonna like, balk and yeah, exactly.
You make it through okay.
Oh, thank
I will
goodness.
go through the chicken door doing
Mhm.
the chicken dance.
All right.
my gosh.
Then you're good. So metagaming wise, it's sillier valor.
Oh,
Silly or
Oh.
Val. That makes sense. 100% tracks.
Walk through valorously through the sword door and you're fine. Walk through in some silly manner in the chicken door and you're fine. That's the trap. Okay, great. So you guys are inside and Miss Bruce Wiggles is here. And she is very friendly and accommodating. She's very, very happy to see Doug in particular. And she is rather mad, you can tell from the get-go, and the entire interior of this place is very, very disconcerting. Even being in here, things are moving around and jumping, and inanimate objects are animating and talking, and it's everybody takes a bit of loony just for being in here.
Mm.
However, she is she can offer you she can cure the plague for one, which she'll do for the 2 that have been infected, and she can also offer healthful poultices, should that be of interest.
Well, I'd certainly love a cure.
Well, yeah, she whips up a filter for you, and you 2 are both cured of the plague. But she also offers these poultices that can, if you have taken any bits of death, can heal you 1 point back toward less death.
Oh, awesome. Wonderful. I would love to use that. I do want that. So
Now being in here, this strange smell is way stronger now. It's not unpleasant. It's a sharp, fresh scent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say, where are you on nature, Doug?
On nature, I am currently at a D16.
So you
which
are...
means I am still rather naturalistic.
Rather natural. Okay. You would recognize this smell as spearmint.
Spearmint.
You see that all along the inside of the hovel, she's got this kind of white paste that she's used as spackling, and it smells very strongly of spearmint.
That's spearmint? Delightful.
So she's happy to answer questions and have you stay the night and feed you and all of that. But the longer you stay in here, the madder you go.
We should probably get going.
But I mean, we did just pop in here for just a quick cure for the plague, and we best be off.
I'm glad you're not
What about
drowned
the
or
dog
burned.
and
However-
the lady?
It would be rude to, if she offered, it would be rude to turn down hospitality. I say as my my loony goes from a little bit off to balmy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to stick around?
I mean, if she offers a place to stay the night, and my friends would like to, I would just say that it would be rude not to say yes. However, it's up to if the party says we go, then we go.
We would surely go mad staying here any
You could,
longer.
they're definitely in the corner. You could see Peel's kind of doing like an Evil Dead 2 Ash with a lamp, like, or some kind of prop on the wall. He's just moving, talking to it.
So she asks, what brings you out into the forest sauvage?
To see you.
Oh, lovely. Nothing else then?
We came to save some sort of princess.
A dog?
Oh,
There was a dog involved
dog.
and a lady.
Oh, and Cargill owes me 20 gold pieces.
Oh, poor dear Lady Lucky.
Oh, yes, that's what her name was.
My wife, my future wife to be. Yes.
So unlucky in love. No offense. She
None taken.
So she tells you that she has supplied Lady Lucky with a recipe for a potion of polymorphication. And she can also offer directions, and says, so you came across my trap for the French, did you not?
Yes, we did.
Oh, yes.
They were
Well,
demons.
Oh, well, they've been parading about as demons. That's why I stuck a cart full of plague bodies for them to find.
Diabolical.
Yes, thank you for that.
Ingenious.
Thank you. So, no one knows the Forest of Arge like I do. What is it that you seek?
Gentle hag, we seek instructions to find the way of the man. What was his name? When you knew them, correct? Or was it
Argle.
Hortense? Argle?
Cargle.
Oh, the rascal. Yes, he's crashed his purple orb into the forest to the west. I can show you. I can scribble on this dried bat skin a little map for you. Yes, he's there in his hideout, plotting evil deeds, no doubt.
We're also tracking down Specials, an enormous white dog.
Oh, what direction was Specials going?
I believe east.
Oh,
Maybe not.
No, I'm east. I think it was north that you heard.
North. Yes, of course. Yes.
Well, oh dear. Wow, what would Specials be doing going to the Dragon's Cave?
Oh, no. Great.
Dragon, you say?
Perfect.
Oh, yes, the Dragon of Agnor lives in a cave to the north.
Dragon of Agnor.
Well, luckily we're going to the east, correct?
We are in
No.
the east.
We're in the east. So
I
we're
think.
going to the north. Oh, God.
West?
Depends on entirely on what you seek.
We're now going northwest. If you think about it, it's not exactly north.
You know, now that I stopped to question it, what do we seek? We just kind of jumped out and leapt and started running after the giant dog. I guess to save my wife, right? My wedding day?
I suppose.
Which last you saw was in
Congratulations,
the
I
jaws
didn't
of the dog.
Oh, yes.
That was north. But
That was quite worrisome, yes.
the giant mouse that was pursuing the dog, those trails diverged near the plague cart, and the mouse fur went west, and the dog continued north, presumably with your bride to be in its jaws still.
I mean, I one of them was searching for a wife, if I remember it. I'm still a woman of good bearing. That's what they wanted, right?
Oh no, Cargill, he's not the marrying sort. He's looking for an assistant.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, you're the one, congratulations, whose fiance ran away. So really, it's up to you.
Well, now it's
sir.
kind of stuck. So my fiance ran away, but we also need to get Erwin's $20.
It's true.
Very
yes,
difficult.
this one.
I think
guessing-
at this point everybody's got to take a bit of loony.
Take a bit
I
of
am now
loony.
barking.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We might need to leave.
All right.
Pleased to meet you, but we should be going.
Oh, do drop by anytime.
Would you mind just pointing in a direction that we'll just, aimlessly amble towards? Just give me a
Yeah,
like a
she drew
gesture
you
of some kind.
a little map of the
Oh.
area on that skin.
on the bat wing. Oh yes, okay,
Yeah. So you've got
okay.
she's marked the dragon's cave and the Cargill's hideout.
Thank you very much. We shall depart, lest our brains turn further to mush.
Very well.
I would like to take the bat map, and I'd like to put it on my head like a hat.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just still watching. We gotta study the map, so he's just studying the map on Erwin's head.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Quite fetching.
Mm.
Anyway,
Oh.
goodbye.
All right, where are you headed?
North, right?
Or towards the map. North.
Where the map is.
We're
The
following map
dragon's
to the
cave.
north, to the dragon's cave.
Okay.
Oh, the dragon. Okay.
So you
Unless do we want to go somewhere else? That's the only place that I know that we had a direction on.
We could also.
you've got directions to the dragon's cave and to Cargill's hideout, two different
Oh,
destinations.
I mean, your thing is better. Let's do your thing first.
Are you sure? Oh, yeah, we can stop. We'll stop by Cargill's and pick up the money.
Yeah, exactly. We could swing by on the way back.
Have you thought about doing interest? Where they pay
I-
you more over time, and the longer it takes them to pay you, so that you wouldn't just get 20, you get like 23, and maybe like a couple of cents, something
No,
like
that's
that.
That's a hard demerit.
That is a demerit.
No,
That's got to be 3. There's no way there's not 3.
So I've been getting merits too. So but I will, because I'm so fascinated about this, I will not cancel it out, and I will absolutely take my 3
great.
demerits.
Spam.
Take your chance. So roll your D30.
Do we have like backup characters for when Marcus dies?
He had a squire.
That was true.
Not anymore.
Okay, so rolling
that's crazy. Our squire died.
Oh yeah, that was that important to you?
That was 16.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so a mustachioed salesperson strolls onto the scene trailing a microphone cord and begins trying to sell everyone a tray of new must-have gags. And he's not really trying to sell it to you guys. He's sort of looking off in the direction of where he believes a camera would be, and is he's very smooth. He's extremely persistent, terribly smarmy, and he is pretty much guaranteed to ruin any kind of social interaction you have while he's and of course there's bottles whistles with free extra whistles and 17p a piece for the extra whistles, of course. And then there's Mr. Monty's bunter with extra bunter in the bunter. And he's got this whole tray in front of him.
Are we just outside of the hut when this happens?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to push him into the Valor door.
Nice. I was just gonna inflate his pants.
He is not at all valorous, so he takes a whack from the sword and is dead.
Oh,
right.
That was easy.
And then I take the box of gags.
Okay.
And start running away with them.
All right. Okay. Now you've actually
run after
gotten fairly lucky on the dire consequences tables. Thus far. So off to the Dragon's Cave, I think I heard.
Yes.
To the Dragon's Cave.
Yes, Dragon's Cave first,
okay.
and then we're going to discuss interests on the way back to see if we can raise that 20 up to like a 23 max.
The smell is the first thing that you notice. It is overwhelmingly bad, but of a particular nature. You've smelled the smell before. It's not like just general dragon stink or just general dead things. It's a smell. And as you approach this cave in the middle of the forest, there you begin to hear a conversation between two voices. One is canine in nature, and the other is you don't understand the language. But it's a weird mix between canine and some sort of reptilian hissing, and they're having a chat. And just inside the entrance to the cave is, and you can cue up the image of the dragon.
Oh no!
Nice.
Whoa. Oh.
Not very friendly looking, I'll tell you that.
So and you see inside the cave, there's Lady Lucky. She's sitting there looking very relieved to not be getting married. And when she sees you, Sir Peels, she just, and the dog and the dragon are in the middle of a what looks like a casual, fun conversation of some kind. And the dragon turns to you and says, "Oh, right. No, jolly good. There they must be. There they are. Oh, nice. You finally come. Oh, it's a terrible day to go walking, isn't it?" This dragon's breath is so bad. The smell was the worst halitosis you have ever encountered. It is absolutely hideous. To the point that it's essentially an attack, whether it means for it to be or not. So everyone has to test your hardiness.
Fine.
Hardiness.
Except for those who are immune to such things, which
That would be a 3 for Peels.
mm-hmm.
A 2 for Fanny.
Mm-hmm.
2 for Doug.
A 4 for our Troubadour, which is a
Struth.
Struth.
Woo!
We'll roll a 6, and that's a 3, so that is a 7 total.
Okay, so everyone except Erwin the Enchanting takes a bit of death
Oh.
from this, from the severe halitosis of this dragon. And you can see that the teeth are just a shambles, just twisted and yellow, and the breath is absolutely horrendous. But it just prattles on at you, just complete inanity.
I don't know. I rather like it. It's quite. It's good. It's a musky aroma. A good bouquet.
Good foul beast, cease the breathliness as soon as possible, please. Ugh.
So yeah, oh, wouldn't it be nice to just stop breathing for a few minutes? Wouldn't that be lovely? Just to, if one could just pause life for a minute. Wouldn't it be nice? And you could pause it in the nicest of days. So this inane prattle that you've engaged in is enough to drive one absolutely crazy. So essentially, this is an attack against you, Sir Peel, and you'll need to either use glibness to sort of just engage in it, you know, agree and give it back, or purpose to, you know, stay on target, stay on, you know, to block it out mentally.
Go with purpose.
Great.
Okay. That's a 1.
Oh, spam.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's a demerit. And
back on track.
You are going to take a bit of loony for this inane prattle that you're having to deal with. Now it's your guys' turn.
I think there might be something I can do about the breath.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can like use my sorcery, maybe clean it up a bit, clean up the air that's coming out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm. All right. Go for it.
Okay, total of 13.
13.
Would have been 14, but I lost my lettuce.
Well, you've got a nice breeze going that at least will, for a couple of rounds or turns, prevent you from having to take suffering more bits of death.
I'll take it.
Okay, how about Peels, Fanny, and Erwin?
Could I use my sheep bladder as a mask of sorts to kind of just smell through the sheep's bladder? Because I feel like that's a less offensive smell than the breath.
Yeah. But great. I'd say that's kind of a defensive thing. Is there anything that you want to sort of actively do on this turn? Either engage in conversation with the dragon or attack it or do something else, or
No, I'm just gonna I mean, I'm a peasant. Why would awesome dragon talk to me? I'm gonna just kind of sidestep closer to Lady Luck, though.
Okay.
Maybe start a conversation with her, maybe.
So you Specials, the dog, gets up and growls at you. Very protective of his lady, and but doesn't attack you. And the Lady Lucky says, pats Specials and says, calms her down. And now Erwin?
Erwin would like to sort of engage the dragon. Good sir, it's very odd that we were to come across your place this day. We were on the lookout for Lady Lucky as she escaped the wedding of my good friend Peels. Not that he was very interested in getting married to begin with. However, her father is quite worried, so we were hoping to take her back so that at least she could have the chance to explain herself before him. And I mean, come to think of it, it's all just it's all very silly. This, if you think about it too much.
So, what is the intention of this? Is there something you're intending to do, or are you just...
I am intending to talk so much that he can't get a word in edgewise.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, that's glibness all day.
Glibness. I don't have glibness, but I do have argumentation.
Oh, okay. Well, that's in that case, you'll need to sort of form an argument, which I can hear it. I hear it now. Great. Go for it.
All right, let's roll. That is a 4 on the die, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a portable lectern that I would like to pull out, which gives me +2, so that lands on a 6.
All right. It's still not going to do it, but if you've got a merit, you can re-roll it if you like.
I believe, I believe I might have 1 merit, so let's.
Okay.
That is a 6 on the die. I know that I'm never going to roll as good as I did earlier again, but that is an 11 total.
Good. Okay. That is effective. So you have essentially...
Or, sorry, 11 plus 1 more, or sorry, +2, so that's 13.
Yeah, the deed succeeds. You have countered its argument with sound logic, and so it takes more than 1 deed to completely defeat this creature, but that certainly counts as a success. However, using words to do things and construct arguments is not likely to please Priscilla, Mortar, and Pestle.
Nah, I knew it wouldn't.
That'll be a demerit, sadly.
I would, or we need to dethrone this. This is taking everything that my bard stands for, and this is not it.
All right, so now it will be the dragon, and the dragon is going to lost patience with talking and is going to eat somebody. Saying that, oh well, I do suppose you were the snack that Specials promised to bring me in exchange for keeping Lady Lucky safe from Cargill. So let's see, who will it be? Oh, the Enchanter.
No,
Have a snack of the Enchanter. All right, so that's going to be a...
Jeez, before he was Enchanter Doug, he was Delicious Doug. This is going to be a problem.
Oof, okay, it's a good roll. So you are going to need to do something to avoid this chomp, which comes with 3 bits of death. If
can anyone help?
it lands. No, but it's a valor to parry deflected, a nimbleness to jump out of the way, or
I'm immune to
something
valor.
else. This is a valor-based attack, actually.
Oh,
So,
thank goodness! Oh my gosh!
you're good.
Oh,
All right, so now it's y'all's turn.
Peels immediately lunges with his longsword at the dragon.
Great.
Okay, so I now have a -1 to all of my rolls. No, I'm not black
You're
plagued
cured.
anymore.
Yeah.
I'm cured. That's right. Okay, back at it.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Oh my gosh, that's a 5.
No. All right. And let's see. Yeah, that's... Well, actually, no, he's got to roll. So he's going to... Oh, no. Unsuccessfully swats away your meager sword attack offhandedly. And who's next?
I'm gonna try to siphon the air out of the dragon. Excuse me.
What do you mean?
I want to channel my element. So I want to like literally.
Yeah.
It can't. So the dragon can't breathe anymore. Choke it.
You mean your special serious ability?
Yeah.
You can use it again?
I guess I haven't.
But
okay.
You can still just use sorcery to do that.
Right. Sorry.
Okay.
I have to build a gigantic bonfire, destroy a dam, take a ride in a hot air balloon, or build a shed-sized dirt castle.
To recharge it.
Yes, to recharge it.
So in your case, it would be, the hot air balloon.
It's okay. I'll just use regular sorcery.
Great.
Let's see. What's it this time? I got a 9 + 3, so 12.
All right. It's going to be his. No. His breath is too strong.
You're toxic.
Okay, who's next? Peasant.
I will go ahead and just distract it. Or no. Hold on, no. I will go ahead. Wait. Are we after the same person with the giant orb?
So is this just a question you're asking, or are you attempting to do something with this? Like
I'm trying to negotiate with the dragon that maybe we could team up and kill the orb.
No interest in cargo. I was just quite happy to have specials bring me a snack of adventurers. You still want to do something?
I am just gonna go ahead and be like, what about this? And pull out the snacks I got from the wedding that I kept under my women's purse. Would you exchange this instead of a snack? It's fine vintage.
It'll eat those.
There you go.
But not
so
in
we're
exchange.
friends now, yeah.
Like, it's still hungry though.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
Okay. Erwin, did you go? No, it's chomp time. All right, so that's.
Make it go to sleep with your musical voice, maybe?
If you give me a jam, I might have some idea next turn.
You have your special serious abilities too. Okay. Let's see if your muse is wooed.
Uh-oh.
Baron Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I'm afraid it does.
I think I was like, maybe they didn't hear it. Oh no.
Uh-oh. So that does count as a successful deed. So that's another success. But you did roll a 20.
I did
which
roll a
means
20.
You've gone and taken things a bit too seriously, and that's a demerit.
That is true. I took things a little too seriously. I was muted on chat. Sorry about that. But she was moved minimally, nudged maybe. It'll alter one person's perception of me slightly. But I did take myself a little too seriously there.
And so it's a successful deed, but you did earn yourself a demerit.
I'm at 2 demerits of 3.
All right. Okay, so it is going to inanely prattle at the peasant that has fed it. Oh, don't you just love jellied eels? It's wonderful with a nice compote. Oh, isn't it just? Don't you love? And so you need to either use glibness to try and deflect and engage with it, or purpose to stay on task, whatever that might be, or something else.
I will, the mastermind of prattling. Yes, I also believe so. Yes, I will prattle on. Did you know, though, that I heard from down the block, eastward from here, that the good lady with the chicken door, I heard that she was able to escape out of a crowd of senseless villagers, really senseless villagers. Though everyone likes to watch a good show of
Don't
butchery.
say. Oh, you don't say.
Yes, I do. I do say so. And let me go ahead and roll. That's
No,
a 9.
no. That's intercourse the dice. That's just fun prattling. Okay, so you guys are up.
So we're up now.
Mm-hmm.
Peels just kind of rolls his eyes, this is going nowhere. This is taking too long, and uses his serious special ability, Slay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm going to roll my D30, which will determine what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Will Vogue get the dragon?
23.
Which what
is
does it do?
Oh, it's right here. That's right. That's on it's my very next page.
Mm-hmm.
23, which is a fine strike counts as one successful deed, and you may move valor 1 degree towards serious, which I cannot do because I am so valorous anyway.
Yeah, well, and you've slain the dragon, defeated the dragon. However, you did it a bit seriously, maybe with a bit too much gore, and so that will be a demerit.
Oh no!
Top of 20.
I didn't get back to 2 demerits again so quick.
I can't even remember the last time anybody got a merit.
But well done, dragon slain. And Lady Lucky just says, "Oh, drat! Now what?"
Now you kiss.
No,
I mean, you could always pretend to be the dragon and live in the cave.
I want to get married, but I want to marry who I want to marry.
But who do you want to marry?
Specials.
You want to marry your dog?
Yes. Why do you think I've been trying to make a polymorph potion?
I just assumed you were some kind of weirdo. I didn't know you wanted to marry a dog.
I had all the ingredients, and the potion was almost ready.
What happened to the ingredients in the potion?
The witch was preparing it.
The witch? Are you talking about Doug, your friend?
Yes.
Yes,
You're
Spruce Wiggles.
speaking of Mrs. Spruce Wiggles.
She gave me an ingredient list, and I gathered it all from the kitchen and brought them to her, and she was preparing it for me. And then that awful man flew in his purple orb and decided he wanted me to be his assistant. Thank goodness.
Oh.
Special saved me from that horrible fate.
Well, we do know the guy. He owes us money. Owen money. And Orchard's money. So it might behoove you to join up with us, and then you could get on with your weird dog marriage. What say you?
Will you escort me to the witches to collect my potion?
Sure.
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so
covered in gore. I'm imagining Peel's just completely covered red in
yeah.
gore at this point.
Yeah, the slay isn't. It's not a clean death that you gave the Dragon of Agnor.
I mean, I heard there's legends that there might be loot
Mm-hmm.
in the dragon's cave? Is there loot in the dragon's cave?
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
If one were to look in the dragon's, I mean, it's not going to use it. He's sleeping pretty soundly now.
Right. So what you've found is a collection of very high quality personal grooming equipment. Scale polish and horn lube, gland expressors, duck tweezers, eyeliner. The dragon was very into personal hygiene and was only missing one thing to really make his
Toothbrush.
Spearmint.
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 Dang it.
Well, here you go. This is good. This is gonna I'll put it all back into Doug's cart. There you go. We're even.
All right.
Thank you. I guess.
So back at the witch's hovel, the acquisition of the potion is simple. She has it ready, and she hands it to Lady Lucky, who holds it up, and you can see that Specials, her dog, is wagging her tail, and Lady Lucky drinks the potion.
Oh.
And transforms into a dog and run off into the woods together.
Great.
This is perfectly fine.
Peels is crying and his tears are cleaning the blood that's by his face. He's just like, this is the most beautiful. Peels always cries at weddings. So
off they go into the forest to live happily ever after, leaving really only one plot thread left to tie up, which is Cargill in his hideout.
Well, shall we get your money back with interest?
We shall.
I just thought of something really well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but a peasant like me wouldn't know. I mean,
no, Fanny, you're too hard on yourself. Please.
Which? Would you happen to have another polymorph motion? Because you have to come back with a Lady Luck, and we have somebody that doesn't need to be a main man anymore. We could get the money and reward money for turning back Lady Luck. That we are obviously going to get if we have this polymorph potion. Maybe she just got insane when she was taken and thinks she's somebody else.
I'm lost, and the head of light entertainment is completely.
Yeah, I'm lost too.
I think if I
does
may,
nobody understand? Okay,
I think you're
I
suggesting
understand.
we get the potion, use it to make someone look like Lady Luck, and then return that person to the
king. Correct.
Yes, but we have a perfect person to make them. We'll just force the wizard.
This is all very convoluted and witty, and that's a demerit for sure.
Down with the head of light entertainment.
The boo!
But I'm not telling you not to do it.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Sure, she's got another polymorph potion for you.
We'll take one, another one, please.
Great.
Yes.
She's like footballs it over to us. Just grab it from the cart.
Do you have any more of that healthfulness?
Oh yeah, that'd be great too.
Poultices, fresh out.
That's fair. That makes sense. It hasn't been a day.
Sense. Yes. Oh, but if you ever need magical supplies of a dragon corpse, not that we know, but there may be a dragon corpse somewhere.
You know what? We'll just tell you. There's a dragon corpse in that cave if you want. You are so helpful to us. You give us so much help. Just take whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
There's not a lot left of the dragon corpse. It's basically hamburger, but yeah, good to know.
Meat.
Waste not, what not.
It's meat.
Meat's meat.
Meat.
All right, so in the interest of time, we can move things on to Cargill's hideout.
Mm-hmm.
We flip the pages. We just flip like 4 pages.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the canopy of trees here is completely covered by this purple fabric of his conveyance that is deflated and is laying all over the trees. And underneath it is what looks like his hat, but inverted, large sort of room house-sized basket underneath this deflated. It's a hot air balloon.
Oh, yes.
It's like it's after midnight. The brain is it
right,
can no longer compute how to describe a hot air balloon to
That's perfect.
medieval people. So there you go.
What is this contraption?
And the large basket is styled to look like an inverted top hat. Right. So the basket is resting in a glade with the balloon spread all out above it. And in the treetops, you can see that tethered to the branches all around the glade are various creatures, but not woodland creatures. There's like eels and ibexes and penguins, all in the trees around, and they're all tied to the trees.
Yes, hello.
Argle, I'm here to collect my 20 gold pieces.
23.
Okay, well, yeah, that's enough to set off the animal alarm. So all the animals start making lots of noises, whatever. I don't know what noises most of these animals make, whatever an eel does. But they squawk, cheep, rattle, or whatever they do, and out comes Cargill. And since he's been alerted, he is going to, and you're clearly posing a threat to him.
No.
I just want my money back.
We're delivering a drink. It's a special beverage.
Oh.
Nothing to be mad about.
Oh.
We've just got a sponsorship from our local performances across town. We're trying a new energy drink.
Oh, well, in that case, do come in and invite you into his top hat.
We enter.
All right.
I love what you've done with the play. Immaculate.
Yes, it is rather nice, isn't it? So it has all the trappings of a stage magician's workshop. There are saws and crates and cages full of bunnies and trick tables and lots of rodent erotica scattered around. There is that purple potion that you saw the giant flying mouse carrying when it chased the dog. That is on a table, and so he immediately goes into this long screed about and who can say that they've never been tempted to, say, burn down a church. I mean, it's natural. It's perfectly natural, isn't it? And this is essentially it's his id unleashment. He's laying out a logical hypothesis for why doing horrible things is perfectly natural, and it affects everyone who can hear him. So that's all of you, and
oh no,
it will it can drive you mad naturally as he tries to talk you into how perfectly natural it is to do terrible things. So how would you, each of you, like to defend yourselves against this assault on your sanity?
If you guys don't mind,
Go.
can I try something?
Yes.
Please, Fanny.
All right,
Never stop
Fanny's
you.
had enough. This is enough running around, doing things, talking with dragons, going to wedding ceremony. I mean, that was a good point. I have enough. It is time to riot with these fellow creatures of mine.
Oh,
I am going to be your fairy godmother, and you're going to drink this potion and become a princess.
Right. That is
Wow.
Are you revolting?
I'm revolting.
Oh God. Special serious ability of the peasant is to revolt.
Oh my gosh.
So
I could
roll that
Pretty
D30.
nice.
Come on, Bonsai.
I
Big money, no
got. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have, what is it called? Yeah, that's gonna be a handful of pamphlets. Oh, dang it. Lower class person and the medical so I got like 17. So a handful of pamphlets.
Your revolt
almost-
is a handful of pamphlets.
Yes.
That's all it is. And go ahead.
Lower class persons and domesticated animals admire me just a little bit.
Huh.
So
Would you look at that?
yeah, so Doug admires you a bit, and the animals.
You're doing great.
Become a princess. Drink the potion.
So I think
Pay up first, though.
well, your argumentation is to defend yourself against his psychological attack.
Yes,
So
with
on
my
your-
psychological attack.
So on your turn, you'll use that special series ability. But for now, we need to see if you can successfully argue your way out of that. Or actually, it sounds more like authority. You're telling him to do things. So make an authority.
Okay, yeah, I have that totally. No. Gonna roll that D4. Number 1.
Okay.
Nice.
Spammed it. That's a demerit.
Bammed it. Yeah. And so that would
Oh,
be
no.
3 demerits on top of that.
It's a
Okay.
good time for
Nice.
this. Good time
Let's-
for this.
Let's see what happens. D30, please.
Oh, oh no. Bear number 1.
Oh my gosh, no way.
You rolled a 1?
Bear number 1. Yes. So,
No, you didn't.
You
Are
rolled
you
a 1
serious?
on the D30. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, all right.
it's fine. It's fine. Nothing can go wrong. This is fine.
Everything's about to go wrong.
So this is
Oh, jeez.
this is the result of every single dire consequence table has the same result for a 1, and it is called the foot. A colossal foot descends from above, squashing the offending player participant character and anyone or anything within 50 feet of them
Yeah, we're all dead.
with an off-putting noise. Anyone so squashed is no more. They are thoroughly pulverized. It is as though they never were. Now, there is a way out of this.
This actually feels like a happy ending, though.
I
Like,
guess
weirdly.
so.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, there is a very strange way out of this if you want to try it. Otherwise, we can just let the foot bring things to a fitting close.
So I actually I'm curious from a mechanical standpoint, like how we would get out of this,
Mhm.
but I kind of narratively love that we all got
Right. I think so too. I think it's just
Narratively.
And
try to
I
start a
mean, it
revolt
takes
and
out
we
Cargill too
look
at the
up.
same time because it's everything within 50 feet of us.
yeah, it's the
Yeah,
whole
it's
the
within
whole hat,
everything.
Yeah,
cargo,
that's everything.
It's everything.
I'm here for it.
The good people are fine. Everyone else is fine. Oh
I-
wow, yeah.
I'm so
I vote-
sorry.
I vote for death.
Death.
Yeah. I think the foot is went, and to mitigate it, everyone at the table would have to sing a few bars of Sousa's famous march. And if you do that, then everyone can test their luck to see if you survive it. If you survive it with your luck, then you live, but you are now a 2-dimensional person and permanently smell a foot.
No,
Yes.
I'm here to be a 2D foot person.
Two
Yeah.
different people
So-
all around.
If
I would rather get squashed than have to do all of
so,
that.
but anyway, that was just an answer to Marx's question about mechanically how do you get out of it. That
That's
would be
really
How do I
if
vote
you,
two
if you guys
different ones right
can
into-
sing the song, then you can test your luck. Otherwise, it's just
Gosh, that is really funny, and it's also kind of perfectly timed to go behind the scenes. We were like,
Yeah.
let's try to wrap at 9:30, or
Yeah.
it's 9:30. It happened just right now.
PSP.
yeah. I was
PS time,
keeping an eye on
Pacific
that on saving the last 30 minutes for talkback and questions from people. So
Perfect.
anyway, that's it, guys. That is
That's how it ended. Wait,
Best ending, though.
wait, Brian.
Yeah.
Did anybody named Marcus die?
Oh, great question.
One of the animals that was smashed, I would assume, by the foot would be named.
Yeah, so all those animals are former assistants of Cargill that he tired of and turned into creatures that would have turned back into people should he be defeated. All in sequin magician outfit.
But now they all smell like feet and are 2-dimensional as well.
Yeah, there might have been some out of 50-foot range that survived, but I think it's a pretty safe bet that that one of them was named Marcus and ended up squashed by the foot. So that's it, guys. You have played a round of Monty Python's Co-Curricular Medieval Reenactment program.
Thanks, Bonsai.
So bad. I feel so bad.
No.
This is
Bonsai. This is the part of the game.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't have drawn that up better.
This is enthusiastic consent from your
co-player.
And the princess lives happily ever after with specials, which is
yes,
what she wanted.
specials.
A pox on your unborn child.
The
what?
father.
Hey,
dude.
Hey, no, Javion, I want this unborn child, please.
Well, that was awesome, guys. You really got into the spirit of it, and I don't know, made for a fun story. I was at the break. I was talking to my wife, and she was saying she was rehashed because she was watching at least the beginning of it until it got too late. But she just said she was talking about it as if she was telling a story or she had watched a movie. And then there was the part which is kind of a lot of what we tried to make the game, tried to design a game that would do that, would lend itself to making of stories. But that's all down to you guys and coming up with interesting things to do and describing things in a fun way. And so thank you. Thanks for demoing it, but doing it with such enthusiasm and aplomb. It was a pleasure.
But we also couldn't have done this with all of your hard work and help putting this together, running it, being the what is it? Would you say that the GM's name again?
The head of Light Entertainment.
Head of Light Entertainment.
Yeah, or you're just whole for sure.
The whole. Definitely. You've been a wonderful hole, I'll tell you that. You've been one of my favorite holes in a long time.
Thanks. I can't say that I've got a lot of experience running it, so I'm sure there are some things that I would do differently or will think about when I go back and watch it. But overall, I mean, I think it's it's all about the players, not the whole. And as you were saying, Anita, there are dire consequences which actually impact the whole, not the players. So some of them would be a complaint letter that would be written by viewers at home who were watching this program. And if the head of Light Entertainment accrues enough of those, then they're sacked. And I would have to choose or roll for a new one. And it could have been Dino Vercotti, who's this kind of East End gangster who has entirely different sensibilities for what earn merits and demerits, and also an entirely different dire consequences table. So things can change a lot moment to moment.
We have a ton of Twitch chat questions to get through as well, but I had a couple for you if you don't mind. Probably pretty fast. My first question is, with all these weird dice atypical dice that we've been rolling, the backers for the Kickstarter, what are they getting? Are they getting physical dice of each size?
Yeah. So the book, there's the Bloody Peasant edition, which is just the PDF, but everything after that, all the pledge tiers come with a set of dice. And each of the dice is color-coded to that spectrum that's on that continuum that's on your sheet. So it's easy to identify. Because one thing about rolling weird dice, I've played a lot of DCC, that makes you roll strange dice. And the 16 and the 14 are impossible to tell apart. So they're color-coded. We design them differently, so they're easy to spot. Plus, all of the ones on all of the dice are replaced with the foot so that you can recognize a spam. And all of the highest numbers use this very recognizable kind of circus-like Python font so that you can recognize the truth real easily. But those come with all of them, with all of the pledge tiers. And we actually unlocked 2 additional dice that are D6s that are spin downs for your health. So you've got a D6 that has Reginald Maudling and all the way down to Looney, and then one with Mr. Neutron all the way down to, so you don't roll them, you just use them to track your health as a spin down die.
Wow. Okay. And my last question. So I had this question from the very moment we started talking about the game in the interview on Table Takes when we were doing the session 0 a couple of days ago. And even more so now, actually having played it. The head of light entertainment, it just seems like in this system compared to some others, there's a lot put on their shoulders. How would you how would you say you've worked out put indoctrinating new GMs who have maybe even played before or never played any RPGs before into that role?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's something that we've talked about. I mean, I think when it comes to any kind of game system and what's on the GM's shoulders, I feel like it's kind of one or the other. Either you challenge them to be creative, or you challenge them to learn a lot of rules. And on for this game, it's definitely on the creative side. Like it is challenging for a GM to listen to what you're saying and kind of interpret, sounds like humility there. And, so it forces you to engage with the narrative and listen to what your players are saying instead of going, sticking your nose in a book and looking up the rule for that thing. Right. So it's a different kind of challenge I think will be for a lot of GMs, especially those who've mainly just played, 5e or, kind of more rule heavy, let me look that up kind of systems. But you're right. It probably will take some, take some practice, but I hope, and somebody commented on this today after they read the quick start. They said, I think this will, which I took as a great compliment. They said, I think this will make me a better DM.
Wow.
Because it's going to force me to do things that I would normally rely on a book to tell me, what this means and what it. So I hope that it feels doable for someone who hasn't typically done a more narrative driven game. But the other thing to keep in mind is that it's meant to be light, it's meant to be fun. And if narrative always trumps rules in this game. So if we even have a thing called the rule of school, which is a terrible pun, where if it's going to lead to fun, or in our case, enhanced educational outcomes, then just make that a rule. Just say that that's what happens. So it's really meant to drive. What we tried to do is to create a system that would drive character or player creativity and challenge the whole to be creative. That sounds like a ridiculous thing to say.
We've been doing that all night.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll forgive us this time.
But that, as opposed to taxing them with a lot of crunchy mechanics. So it'll be different for a lot of people, for sure, that style of GMing, but even that style of playing for you guys, where the game is up here. It's not down here on the table and on these papers. It's really more about visualizing what's being described and coming up with interesting ideas, and then letting your whole, but in combination with the players, come up with how to interpret that mechanically, if it even needs to. Because then there's always intercourse to dice. It's like, you know what, smashing, it works. So I don't know. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
I like this too, because I guess I never said this in any of the other parts, but this actually, I was really, really excited to get my hands to GM, to be the whole. Like, when I get this game in my hands, that's the first thing I want to do. I usually don't get like that with games where I'm like, I want to learn it, I want to read it, I maybe want to play it, but I don't want to actually usually GM. That's someone who's going to do the work and plan the thing. And this looks like it'd be really fun, especially like a lot of my family loves Monty Python. So this would be a way to get them both into RPGs and to have fun with a lovely licensed IP.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that it's fairly light to pick up. That it's as a GM, you would need to read a bit more. But when it comes to the different heads of light entertainment persona you're taking on, it's pretty straightforward. It's just, here are the things that you guys didn't have access to this part of the quick start, but you can download it all. It's like, here are the things that they like, here are the things that they don't like, merits and demerits. Here's a little bit on who they are. Here's their dire consequences number, and here's their complaint letters before sacking. And then it's just their dire consequences table. So I found in the times that I've play tested it, and this is really the first time trying out some of this whole stuff, that it wasn't as daunting as I thought it might be to say, I'm trying to run the game and interpret what's going on and keep the pace going and encourage creativity and do all that. But I also have to be somebody. I have to, it wasn't that hard for me to do it. It was, I mean,
Well,
after a little bit, after 10 or 15 minutes of issuing merits and demerits, it was automatic. And you guys were even cueing me like, oh, that was too witty. So anyway, sorry, JV, I'm good.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry. I just wanted to say, I think as a player, for sure, it was very easy to just get the character sheet and just go with it.
Good, right.
Playing with the different like skills and knowing like there's only 4 things I really had to worry about and 2 special things. And that was really very much it. And I had, little things here and there to give flavor, like immunities and things like that, lower class, upper class. But all of that felt breezy.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
We also have some questions from chat throughout the episode that I've been compiling. Okay, from Eelmail, which is a great name, by the way. Will Monty Python's Co-Curricular Medieval Reenactment program be at Gen Con 2023, even though the game is not set to deliver until October 2023?
Well, to tell you the truth, we had planned on doing this quick start for convention season next year. That was our plan. We were like, great, we'll do, because a lot of people said this would be great for a con, and so we said, great, we're going to do a quick start for con season and for free RPG day and all that.
I don't know if you know this, but like I know a convention that might be like, might be interested in doing something around that time. Maybe. So like, we can hook
you got a guy.
I got a guy. Yeah.
But what we decided to do insanely about a week ago, about 10 days ago, was no, let's get a quick start out before the end of the campaign, the Kickstarter, because we had backers that really, really wanted to see it in action, which meant finding you guys, for one thing, finding a group who could do this, but then also getting the quick start out and done. So it was a bit of a crash schedule, to say the least, but we got it done, and got a 77-page free quick start ready and done, and then had you guys demo. So I'd love to have more ready, like another quest or 2, or some more pre-gens ready for summer when conventions start up. If people think it'd be a fun con game, I think it would.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Eelmail, for your question. We have another question from Xantafio 2591. Will it be possible to watch this as a VOD at a later date? Yes, you can watch it here on Twitch or on our YouTube at Gen Con YouTube channel. I'll drop the socials in there by the end of the episode. We'll be fully available to watch. Another question from Spyrican. If you get a Struthing, do you get a demerit?
So the only if the result of that series of rolls is 20 or more. So if ever the result of a roll is more than 20, you've gone and taken things a bit too seriously and made us all uncomfortable, take a demerit. So for example, with Anita's insane roll of 47, clearly a demerit was earned. But no, you don't earn a demerit automatically every time you Struth, nor do you earn a merit for it. But you do earn a demerit every time you spam. But the only time you would earn a demerit from Struthing is if the result of those rolls, the exploding dice, is 20 or more.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for your answer, and thank you so much for your question. We have another one from Eelmail. Could we see an example of the Albatross edition unlocked at 1,800,000 white dice and crayons after the?
Yeah, we actually have a mock-up for it already. They're all white dice that come with a white crayon. It's ridiculous.
They can draw on it.
Yeah, but if you guys remember, the old D&D games came with these dice, and they sent you a crayon with it to actually color in the numbers. So we are the Albatross edition is the same set of dice except all white, and you get a white crayon. So enjoy that.
That is a wonderful answer to a wonderful question. I'm curious about this one. Another one from Eelmail. what is the development team's favorite campaign that they've designed thus far? If you could say it.
Yeah. Mine is probably the Sword and the Spam.
Okay.
Or actually, it's probably the Waswegian. One of those two. The Waswegian is about a group of Roman legionnaires that are in England, but they never got the memo that the Roman Empire collapsed. So they're still there doing their woman things, with the Life of Brian. So that one is really fun because I love Life of Brian, and being able to draw on some of that material more directly is fun. And the Sword and the Spam too is one that I'm partial to. For my brother, my co-author, I wonder what he would say is his favorite so far. He really likes the Tiger of Hounslow, I think. And he also liked an idea that I came up with that he fleshed out, which is you are contacted by God, much like in Python, Arthur seek the Grail. But in this case, God gives you the Grail. And he says, whatever you do, keep it away from those idiots, meaning his band. So Arthur and his group of knights are chasing you around, and you have to find a reliquary or a place to hide it and keep it away from them. But they're trying to chase you down the entire time. So that one's, I think, one that he likes a lot.
Wonderful. It looks like there's another question in chat. No. Are they included in any free pledge levels? I'm not sure what the question is.
Included for free in any pledge level. So
I
at
think
any
you're
pledge
talking
level,
about the dice.
do the dice come in any
the white
pledge level?
dice?
Oh, the white dice. The white dice are, oh gosh, I'd have to go and look because we've got a whole lot of stretch goals at this point. And those were, I believe those are add-on purchases only, but I'd have to check if they might be included in some of the upper tier bundles, but I'd have to check. I'm sorry, I don't know off the top of my head.
It's okay. There's a link in chat to the Monty Python Kickstarter, so please feel free to click on that, and there's a bunch more information in there. We have one last question.
And I have a question too after
Javion's question. Okay. We have one last question.
Okay.
It is, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
I mean, you're going to have to, I'll have to make my Wisdom of the Ways of Science roll, clearly.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Much better than what I was going to say.
I mean,
that's
that's
African or European.
Yeah.
African or European, that's yeah.
But a lot of where the idea, or I guess the mechanic side of this came, was watching those scenes in those movies and trying to think, what is it that Arthur does right there? What is he doing? And he actually says after he does that, Bedivere asks him, how do you know so much about it? He says, well, you have to know these sorts of things when you're a king, So he drew upon his wisdom of the ways of science, and in order to do that. So
yeah, I guguess
I
didn't think how much you would have to put that much thought into it. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, what amazing. I hope is that if you would be able to apply these mechanics, you'd be able to kind of look under the hood of some of those scenes and say, wait, now if this was in the role-playing game, that's what he did there. Like Roger the Shrubber, he definitely shamed them. He definitely used decorum to shame them into whatever. And if you wanted to roll up a Roger the Shrubber, well, he's definitely super high on purpose. He's super high on decorum. You'd be able to kind of break it down and see how things might work and look if they were subjected to this system, I guess.
I love how chat did not disappoint any of my wildest expectations throughout this entire playthrough. It was non-stop, just reciting different lines and bits and their favorite sketches the entire time without any pause. That was great.
It was wonderful.
My last question for you, Brian, is you can tell I'm a GM like in real life because of how all my questions are GM questions, but how would one go about creating a campaign in this game if they're the head of light entertainment for their group?
Yeah, so we have that. We have something like that in the head of light entertainment section about how to design one, and it's basically choose a. It's kind of a step by step. Choose a goal. Choose choose an antagonist from the bestiary, the dramatis personae chapter, and just kind of fill in the blanks. I mean, I think for this game and how a lot of people will play it, which would be in kind of a con setting or a kind of one shot, that you don't really have to overthink plot too much, because there's already so many weird things that can happen. You guys rolled pretty well in the dire consequences, so we didn't like cut to a TV show, which is something that happens, and all of a sudden, we're all on a call-in show and whatever. There's so many weird paths that it can take that I think that a more straightforward plot, which is what this one kind of was, it's like, go rescue the princess, and there were some little twists about what was actually happening, but creating something that's fairly easy to follow plot wise is probably better than a complex one, because you're already going to have these weird things happening. So knowing that you can always come back to the simple, okay, well, thank God we got rid of that salesperson, or thank God that television show is over. Let's get back to rescuing the princess, instead of having something that's real convoluted and plot heavy. But what hopefully the book will do is just be a huge toolbox when we've got tons and tons of monsters and dramatis personae, which NPCs that just all of which kind of have enemies and allies. So they have little connections here and there with if you choose to use the Dragon of Agnor, then he has Kin Ewing, Cargol. His enemies are Kin Ewing, all lawmakers and mice, and so Kin Ewing is a dramatis persona. So if you're choosing Cargol to insert into a campaign, then there's Kin Ewing. Here's an antagonist or somebody that works against him, and that can help you build a plot. So creating, I guess what I'm saying is, what we try to do is create connections between monsters and NPCs so that narratives can kind of bubble up pretty easily once you choose one.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Anyone else have any other questions? Okay, well, Brian, is there anything else you want to talk about before we sign off?
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
And I mean, this is going to be entirely self-serving, but did y'all have fun?
Oh yeah! My gosh, yes. Oh my god!
Good.
You allowed us to do so much silly antics. I was like, yes.
I'm usually itching at like the 4-hour mark when I get like over 3 hours something with an RPG. I'm like, okay, I want to go walk around or something.
Yeah.
This I'm like, I just want to see. I want to keep going. So yeah, no, I had so much fun. This was so much fun. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad. Before I started, I was thinking about, oh man, I hope it goes well, and I hope this and that. And my wife just said, look, if everybody has fun, then it worked. Like if people laugh and it has fun, it worked. And I just tried to kind of keep that mantra in my head the whole time. So I'm just glad it was enjoyable, aside from what we were hoping to demonstrate and all of that it was, it was a fun world to play around in. You guys definitely made the most of it. I would never have expected the lettuce to go flying into a tree, but
we actually do have one more question from chat that I actually forgot to bring up. Mm-hmm. There is a bit of this is a part of the game that we weren't able to show. It's another physical game involving cows. Yeah. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So Fetch a Lavash is a backgammon based game where it's kind of a gladiatorial event that French knights subject their English captives to. So if you get captured by French knights, either in the plot or actually as a result of some dire consequences, then they drag you off to a field that has the markings of a gigantic backgammon board, and you have to compete against another team to race to the far end and capture a cow and then go to get off the field alive, while the French are in the stands launching insults and also launching via catapult farm animals at you. And each step of the way, there are different tests that have to be succeeded at to continue along, and you have to fight the other team as well, or at least compete with them in certain ways. So all of that's the narrative side of it, but mechanically it's like backgammon in a way. If you know the rules of backgammon and how the pieces move, it's kind of like that, but fairly well modified. But the board that comes with that you can get with the game, either as an add-on or in some of the bundles, is a custom board for Fetch Elevage that comes with 2 dice catapults like this. So you can actually launch your dice, and it also comes with meeples too.
Woo!
So you've got your little dude, and the meeples actually have Terry Gilliam's art on them. So you've got your little dudes on the board, and if the die hits your guy, then you've been hit by that farm animal and so on. So that's Fetch Elevage. It can also be played on just a regular backgammon board, and you can flick your thumb instead of using the catapult. You don't have to have this stuff that comes with it, but you can also flip the board over and play a second game that we unlocked to a stretch goal called Squashes l'Anglaise, which is kind of a siege warfare thing. So if you ever encounter the French in their castle, you can turn the board over and play Squash Lavage and see if you can, breach the castle wall. And we unlocked an actual cardboard divider that's shaped like a castle wall that goes in the board too. So you have to launch over that. So that's Special Lavash and Squash Lavash, and it also comes with everything you need just to play backgammon if you like backgammon too. So it's kind of a 3-in-1 deal. But yeah, it's not. You can play it. I have the rules, but it wasn't something that I thought we would be able to play to demo very well.
Yeah, it would have been a little kind of hard digitally. There's not that. It's not built into any virtual tabletops yet.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for filling us in on that amazing game. I'm actually really excited to get my copy of this when it comes out. This is so fun. Brian, thank you so much for joining us. Could we get all of y'all just say where you are, where they can find you, and just say goodbye for us? Javion, why don't you start?
I'm Enchanter Doug, or I guess there are some who call me Javion. You can find me on Twitter at JAVSmith. You find me here on Gen Con TV every week on Fridays at 2 p.m. for Table Takes, the show where we talk about board game news, where we talked about Monty Python for the first time.
Bonsai.
Hello, everybody. I am Bonsai Baby here on Twitch and Bonsai Baby on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me if you like a person who makes lots of loud noises, shows lots of pictures of her dog and food, and stuff like that. Just nonsense. We do board games and quest calendar and play video games.
Wonderful. Anita.
Hello, I'm Anita, or Panita, or Critical Misses around the internet. You can find me everywhere there. I am a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, producer, about the space. You can find me over on my channel, Critical Misses. Tomorrow I will be playing a solo RPG in my new show, Solo Act. So you can catch me doing that. On Fridays, you can catch me back here on Gen Con TV for the last installment of our 3-shot No Nut November Squirrels of the Post-Apocalypse. The cyber geese have taken over the pet Valoo. How will our heroes react? And then Saturdays, you can find me on my channel again for Morning Ritual, which is a TTRPG talk show.
And I am Marcus. You could find me doing stuff. I'm usually making things happen. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. This has been so much fun. We will say goodbye now. Thank you everyone, and have a good night.
Always.
Thank you, backers. Thank you, watchers. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.